on the front lines of truth.
Hey, it's Tug, and this is Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra 106.3 app.
This isn't just a game. It's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour celebrate 100 years of high-flying dunks, 100 years of show-stopping moves, and 100 years of changing the game. The game is once in a century. Be there.
Bring the whole family and be part of a legacy that never stops. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour coming to a city near you. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com. That's harlemglobetrotters.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
404-793-0000, 12600 Deerfield Parkway, Alpharetta.
When you've got kids under your roof, you don't mess around with self-protection in your home. I'm new to fatherhood, but I get it. The instinct to protect your family at all costs is there.
Buck's journey into fatherhood's great to witness. I'm a little further along in raising 3 boys, one of them now taller than me, almost taller. He's right on the mark. You'd do anything to protect your kids if there were ever a home intruder with bad intentions.
Both of us have self-protection products in our homes from Sabre.
Sabre makes products you can count on to defend yourself and your family, led by their Pepper projectile launchers. In a moment when you need self-protection quickly, these launchers will be just what you need. Go right now and just look at everything they have. I guarantee you're going to like a lot of it.
Sabre has safeguarded Americans for over 50 years with their products. Protect yourself and your family. Visit sabresecured.com. Sabresecured.com. That's S-A-B-R-E secured.com, or call 844-824-SAFE today.
Join Daniel Matalon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Howard as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. This week's guest is former Clayton County Sheriff and current candidate for Congress in Georgia's 5th District, Victor Hill. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3.
The Justice Department defense of the Comey indictment on Lisa Brady, Fox News. A day after a grand jury indicted former FBI Director James Comey, who's accused of making a false statement to Congress and an obstruction count. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche tells Fox the charges weren't pulled out of thin air.
As alleged, these are very serious crimes. This is very serious conduct, and that's why we investigated it, and that's why the grand jury returned an indictment.
Comey says he's innocent, and Democrats accuse prosecutors of seeking political revenge for the president. Blanche says he did not feel pressured by social media posts from the president before the previous federal prosecutor in the grand jury's district was replaced days ago. Just getting word, the former high school football player who killed 4 people in a New York City office tower shooting in July did have the brain disease CTE. The city's medical examiner confirming it. The gunman who also shot himself had intended to target the NFL headquarters. Tear gas and pepper spray used outside a temporary immigration enforcement facility in Illinois, where at least 2 anti-ICE protesters were taken into custody during confrontations with law enforcement.
They detained 2 individuals, and one of them, according to an ICE spokesman, was carrying a 9mm handgun. We don't know a lot beyond that in terms of why this individual had a gun or what the gun was intended for.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Broadview outside Chicago. Jimmy Kimmel will be back on the air tonight. More U.S. U.S. cities. Sinclair Broadcasting just confirming his late-night show is allowed back on its nearly 40 affiliate stations. ABC suspended Kimmel for several days after comments about the Charlie Kirk assassination, then reinstated the show Tuesday, but Sinclair and Nexstar have continued to preempt it. Sinclair now says it takes seriously a responsibility to provide programming serving the interest of its communities, but also obligations to air national network programming. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, I am Brant, and her name is Sherry, and she's a friend and a colleague of mine, and we were just praying for her, actually, because she had a major surgery she just went through.
Yes, and I am very happy about something you actually talk about all the time, which is Medi-Share. That's
of
right,
course.
yeah.
So what was your experience like with Medi-Share and your healthcare bills?
You know what? It was seamless, and it's such a blessing when you're already nervous about a health issue, which I was.
Yeah.
Members shared my expenses. There were zero problems, and let me tell you, having people pray with you when you call in, and it's just what you need, it's so refreshing.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. People love Medi-Share and saving tons of money. The typical family, I'm fond of saying, can save $500 a month.
I am so thankful for Medi-Share. It's so different, and I mean different in a very, very good way, Brant.
It is a good different. Call right now. They're so easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Hey, doggies. How's it going? Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire, and your mechanical mangler at the controls. It's Flounder, and it's Let It Rip Friday. Anything goes. How you doing? 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Monday's blue, Tuesday sucks, and so do you. Oh, no, I don't think I had the disco lyrics. Anyway, yeah, it's Friday. I'm in love. And next week we're on vacation. Although I think Flounder will be here, but we'll get to the bottom of that if I'm not mistaken. In the meantime, it's great to have you with us. We got Pete Davis in the mountains of Macon, and I may have spoiled his vacation plans. All I can say is Saturday. No, that's not all I can say at all. Anyway, here we go. 404-741-1230. Pete Davis, Mountains of Macon. And, oh my, what do you have, like a little Play-Doh house behind you or something? What does this say? It looks like some kind of a little boy. What do they call those little plastic figures? Play school?
Legos?
Lego, yeah, kind of a Lego house neighborhood or something.
It does look
like
like Lego or Minecraft or something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, anyway, what's going on up there?
Well, yes, we blame you for this.
Well, I didn't do anything, you know. No.
Yeah, and we blame someone named Imelda, even though it's not officially named Imelda yet.
The storm,
we were going to go to Atlantis, and it turns out that there's a little storm that's going to form over it tonight, this weekend, and tropical depression, become a tropical storm, then probably a hurricane as well.
Yeah.
So I just want to say to Atlantis that Atlantis needs to do the right thing here.
Oh, did they take your money and you can't get it back?
Oh, we've got most of it back, but they're being a little dickish about one little thing. And it's not technically a storm. It hasn't been named yet.
Well,
great. So we should go there for 5 days and just sit in a hotel room while the wind picks up and the rains the entire time.
Well, and now again, on the other hand,
we got insurance. We got the travel insurance and everything. And that's like 29 pages long. You got to go through it like a lawyer. But still, it's just going to be a pain in the butt to get the money back. But that's the way it is, Well, hurricane season, so you take your chance.
That's true. And Flounder, Mrs. Flounder, lovely Veronica, what does she plan for you? We have the ladies determining where you. And by the way,
we're going to be tomorrow. We're going to be lazy and hang out around the house, watch football, and grill out.
Wow! Now you're actually not off next week. Is that correct? Because you'll be gone later on for vacation type honeymoon.
That's correct. I will be here producing and working with Victor Armandez, who will be filling in for you next week.
Oh, no kidding. No, I don't know him. Do I know him?
He's done some fill-in work over at WSB a little bit, and so he's been over here once.
Well,
we met
I don't
with him.
think we're going to allow that to happen.
He calls it.
Just a damn minute. I'm sorry. Was that not?
He's the one who calls in, Victor.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's going to keep the tradition, right? I mean,
absolutely. He's a fan of the show.
All right. Okay. Because I don't, and not just anybody. We got. Oh, geez.
He's got some big shoes to fill.
Well, no, 10 or 11 wide, but it's it's not like a 14.
You've triggered his paranoia.
I know. Well, now
Kimmer will be back Thursday.
Well, that's right. I'm not leaving. Well, that's the thing. Nobody in this business ever goes away for 2 weeks.
That's true.
You never take 2 weeks in a row. I mean, it's unheard of because they're going to they would say, well, geez, man, this guy wasn't bad to filling in. He's a lot cheaper, so of course they really can't get any lower than. Well, never mind. All right, 307. Hi. No, I'm sorry. It's a new theory. It's a different world. It's a different world. 307, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And at 404-741-1230. All right. Obviously, the story, to me, the biggest story is Comey. And yet still, Donald Trump kind of buried the lead. Didn't he say that he may have solved the Hamas war issue? And then it disappeared
yesterday.
Yeah, but but okay, and that was the end of that. I mean, I don't. Anyway, so we'll try to keep it posted, all stuff. But a lot of things going on in the news, and I'm going to start with kind of a good happy news story. Also, we got showbiz stuff, we got weird stuff, we got we got. More word salad. We got the Obama library stuff. We got weird things. Also, a couple of weird, bizarre things popping up. Once again, I'm going to get this out because it's really driving me nuts about what's going on with things and celebrities on my phone. Yesterday, I'm minding my own business and working along, and all of a sudden pop up on my phone, and I put this on Facebook, on the Kimmer Show Facebook page, if you want to see it, or on my Facebook page, and I put it on there, and it's a picture popped up on my phone. Just I'm opening my phone and I'm scrolling through, and there's a picture of Ana de Armas. Ana de Armas, and in fact, I didn't send it to you guys, did I? I don't think I saw. I'll send it to you guys. So
you haven't.
I'll send it to you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to send it to you right now. Let's see. Kimmer, Daisy, Kimmer Show. Come on, you stinker. There we go. Kimmer Show. And I just sent it. And it's Ana de Armas in a beautiful blue, teeny little dress and pearls or a necklace of some kind, and barefoot, sitting on a step, and no shoes. Totally bad. Now, okay. Now, this picture popped up on my phone yesterday. Last night, she was in the new movie John Wick about the ballerina, and she's the co-star. And so, I mean, somebody links all this PR stuff. It's really unbelievable. She was in a movie last night on HBO, or I DVR'd it. I haven't seen it yet, but it was on last night. And on the day that she was in the movie popping up with the new John Wick movie, she pops up on social media, apparently on my Facebook page. And again, barefoot. Now, she's very sexy, so I'm not complaining. I mean, the pretty ones are great to look at. But the fact of the matter is, I can't believe that every girl who's ever had a publicity picture taken, at some point, the photographer says, now let's get rid of those stupid little shoes. I mean, it's unbelievable. Every picture that pops up of an actress about something this birthday or whatever it is, she's barefoot. Now, I didn't do anything. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I don't know what the hell's going on. It's the damnedest thing I ever saw. And isn't anybody else do we find it amusing that including, Helen Mirren? I mean, come on, you're killing me. She's what, 80? I mean, every actress shows up with a celebrity photo, has her shoes off. I guess that's just, I don't get it. Anyway, I'm totally amused by this, and I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Anyway, all right, 310, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
Wait, let's trigger your phone here.
I know, I mean, that's the other thing. In fact, I got one of my responses from a guy who just said, every time you say to somebody, kiss my foot, maybe your phone algorithm pops. I mean, I don't know. Is that really real?
Can your phone hear me right now?
I don't know. Go ahead. We'll see.
Ruth Buzzy's feet.
Oh, my God.
Phyllis Diller's feet.
Oh, God, I got to eat later.
Hillary Clinton's waist.
God, no.
And feet.
All right, no, that's not fair. I'm turning off my phone. Oh, God. Anyway. All right, 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. A couple of, speaking of stuff that's popping up in video, Now the Ryder Cup is on today. It started this morning at 7 o'clock. They teed off a little after 7 o'clock this morning. And so I'm watching, I have my Fox News on while I'm working from home, getting newsy stories and stuff like that. And I turned over to watch a little bit of the Ryder Cup, and I said, well, hell, I'm just going to DVR this and then start watching later when I come home. I put the guide on to see the DVR. It was 11 straight hours. It's on, right? It's been on TBS or whatever, TBS.
T-Bag Network.
Yeah. And it's for 11 straight hours, 7 this morning until 6 o'clock tonight. And I'm thinking, well, hell, I don't know if I have 11 hours on my left on my stuff. But plus, who's going to watch 11 straight hours in a playback? So anyway, I thought that was kind of amusing. And we'll talk, we'll talk about Donald Trump's arrival there at the Ryder Cup. In fact, you'll hear from him here in a second. And we'll also have, I believe we still have Neil Boortz popping in at 4 o'clock. Flounder, have we heard yet officially, or do we know yet? He was kind of traveling. He may not be available.
I haven't heard back, so...
well, he may not be. He was, in fact, I think he had to skip out on Tuesday. I don't remember, but anyway, he's been traveling around, and I think he was in a pretty far away place. So whether he's available even by phone, I don't know. But if he is at 4 o'clock, we'll tune him in and keep you posted. And I hope so, because I want to ask him about what happened at Texas A&M again. They're back in the news the other day. Some hazing got so out of hand at Texas A&M University, at Kappa Sig fraternity, that guys went to the hospital and their urine was black. Stuff like that. I mean, they just really abused the crap out of them. I mean, yeah. Now, and by the way, when I was in college 50 or 60 years ago, whatever it was, literally 60 years ago, and in college when I was in that day, the Kappa Sig was the jock fraternity. Now, I don't know whether that's true nationwide, but every university I've ever heard of that had the Kappa Sig chapter wore bright red jackets. That was their fraternity, bright red jackets on campus, and they wore them every day. They had to wear their jackets every day. And so they would stand out, and they were the jocks. They were all the football players were Kappa Sigs, and all the jocks and the athletes and the tough guys. And the fraternity where the hazing was and put them in the hospital was a Kappa Sig. And I wonder if that's a nationwide thing. Anybody know? I was a Phi Delta Theta, which was just weird. But I wonder whether that's a national thing of Kappa Sigs, if they're known for that. But that was at least at Texas A&M, and that's where Boortz went. So I was going to ask him about it. Anyway, also, let's see. Chief's got so many things. A lot of newsy things other than the Comey business. And a new possible dating fix-up site, which would be pretty interesting. Pete Davis, we have a game, we have tweets, we have Flounders Funnies, we have Holy Crap at Sports, and I'm going to start. Actually, I'll wait. Have we got 40 seconds here, Flounder? Are we okay? All right. I want to start with kind of a fun story, especially given out what happened in this vein of this story a couple of weeks ago. Seattle Mariners fan, the other night at T-Mobile Park, historic home run hit by a guy who just set a record. His name is Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh is a Seattle Mariners catcher, and he hit 2 home runs, including number 60, which was the first time that a Seattle Mariners player has hit 60 home runs in one season. A guy named Multi Driscoll caught the ball. Thunderous applause. He raised the ball in the air. His name is Glenn Multi Driscoll. It's kind of strange, but that's his name. Driscoll raised the ball in the air, celebrated for 15 seconds, and then looked around and saw a 12-year-old boy and gave the ball to the kid. He said it was so unreal. It was just happening. I'm standing there with it, looking down. I see this kid, and I said, he deserves that more than me. I guess it was if it's helping bring something, whatever. Baseball's reputation has those kind of feel-good stories. And so he gave it to the kid. The kid was crying. His old man said he was in tears. We're all in shock. I'll tell you more about the follow-up to it, but he said, it was the right thing to do. And do you believe they still don't know the mystery lady who screamed at that guy about the home run ball that he got for his kid? Hard to believe. Something fishy there. All right, 3:15, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. All right, here we go. We're off now. We're off. You can't stop us now.
Love having a true conservative news and talk station in Atlanta? Then spread the word. Tell your family and friends to download the Extra 106.3 app and stream The Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Atlanta's biggest lineup of conservative voices.
Pete Davis here, and football rocks, and so does Underdog, the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right now here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And you can start with as little as $1. This weekend, we have New Orleans at the Bills, and the Eagles visit the Buccaneers. So when it comes to rushing and receiving touchdown projections, I got both James Cook and Saquon Barkley going higher on theirs, but just barely for both men. It's simple, it's fun, and it keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063 for $50 in bonus funds. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. You can be next. Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Experience luxury like never before behind the wheel of a brand new Cadillac from Jim Ellis Cadillac.
From the iconic Escalade to the innovative electric Lyric, Jim Ellis Cadillac offers the models you know and love, along with the latest in luxury EVs.
And the buying experience just as luxurious as the Cadillac name itself. With great prices, a great selection, and a team of knowledgeable sales associates, you'll love shopping at their showroom conveniently located on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter.
Prefer to shop from home? Visit JimEllisCadillac.com, where you can browse all the latest offers and even start or complete your entire purchase online with the Jim Ellis Expressway.
Want to try before you buy? Schedule an at-home test drive and enjoy the convenience of home vehicle delivery. Luxury is waiting. Experience it today at Jim Ellis Cadillac. Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
Backyard, ballpark, or campsite, if there's fire, you can grill. At Southern Thunder Barbecue School, our Grill with the Pros class puts you in the action. In just 4 hours, you'll master steakhouse quality steaks, thick-cut pork chops, chicken quarters, veggie kebabs, and wings. It's a hands-on training under the tutelage of barbecue grand champions. When the cooking is complete, you'll feast. Don't just grill, grill like a pro. Register now at SouthernThunderBarbecue.com. That's SouthernThunderBBQ.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
You have a lot of choices for cell phone service, with the new ones popping up all the time. But here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for Americans that believe that freedom is worth fighting for, and that is Patriot Mobile. The good news is you can switch to Patriot Mobile today without sacrificing quality or service. You're worried about coverage? Don't be. Patriot Mobile uses all 3 major U.S. networks. If you have service already, you're going to have as good or better coverage with Patriot Mobile. You think switching is a hassle? It's not. You can keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Patriot Mobile's 100% U.S.-based team is going to get you activated in minutes, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Stuck in a contract or owe money on your phones? Don't worry. Patriot Mobile has contract buyout program. This is how we win. By aligning our spending with our values. Every dollar we spend matters. Go to patriotmobile.com/Beck or call 972-PATRIOT. Promo code Beck and get a free month of service. Switch today. patriotmobile.com/Beck or 972-PATRIOT.
How about a little Robert Palmer for you? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 321. Phone call coming up. And here we go. Oh, he's going to sing there, I thought, for a second.
No, this is the instrumental version.
Instrumental version, of course. You know, I used to be pretty good at backtiming and intros to rock and roll records. You know, if you do it for a living, you get pretty good at it after a while. You get things perfectly timed. And actually, I usused to hate it because when a disc jockey, once in a while, when I was doing my first disc jockey show before I went to graduate school, after the Marine Corps, and I would sometimes I would say, all right, coming up here, I'm not going to talk over the intro to this record if it was a really good intro, just because I wanted to hear the music for once, as opposed to all the disc jockeys back in my day would talk right up until the sound of the very first word, boom, and once in a while I would say, I'm just going to play the whole thing for you. Here it is, and it was kind of fun. Anyway, Robert Palmer, 2003 on this day, the songwriter died of a heart attack, only 54. Member of Vinegar Joe and Power Station with Duran Duran. The members include Andy Taylor and John Taylor with drums and former Chic member Tony Thompson. Robert Palmer, as a solo artist, had the 86 hit Addicted to Love. And the one that I remember more in 88 was Simply Irresistible. Simply Irresistible, that's a great song. Has a great beat to it.
He had a lot of great songs.
Yeah, Robert Palmer.
Johnny Mary and
it was only 54.
Looking for Clues. Yeah.
54. Wow, that's not right. Let's see. Kimmer Pete to the phones. It's Victor. It's Victor who's taking over the whole thing. That kaboom there. Hey, Victor, how's it going, man? What's up?
Hey, Kimmer, man. I had to call in because I heard you talking about Kappa Sig, and so I went Kappa Sig. Now this was many years ago, but I am still, and back then, all of 5'2", if I'm wearing the right shoes. And they had a football team on the planet that would let me play with them because, believe you me, I tried, and they wouldn't let me play. So not all Kappa Sigs were football jocks.
I'm an honest to God. They scared the crap out of everybody on campus because when they came with those bright red jackets, everybody said, "Oh God, it's Kappa Sig," because they were just tough. They were tough guys, you know. And I thought, "Oh my God, what?" I've heard a couple of colleges like that, so I didn't know whether that was a thing. You know, I have no idea.
Yeah, cool. A lot of the guys would talk about other college chapters, Kappa Sigs, and I'd go to UGA in Alabama, and they were kind of that way. But I got to tell you, I ran into the Kappa Sigs before at Georgia Tech. And they were not football jocks.
Well, they were quick with their slide rules and pocket protectors on them.
Oh, and their T-squares, you know it.
Outstanding. Well, listen, have fun next week, and just have a ball and don't worry about anything. Flounder will take care of all for you.
Kimmer, I got to tell you, it's an honor, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it'll be great. I'll be listening on the app, by the way, too, with my grandkids and my daughters, so it'll be fun. All right, have fun.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thanks for calling, Victor. I appreciate it. And have fun next week. That'll be fun. 324, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. On 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We have a birthday to get to. Jim Caviezel, 57 today. Person of interest on TV. And that was a really good show. It was a very interesting show.
And they ended it well. Yeah.
I don't remember for some reason, I don't remember. I didn't see the ending, and I really did like that series, too. How did it end? You can tell me because it's over. Do you remember offhand?
He don't call me offhand.
I like you.
He dies at the end.
Oh, no.
But he does it in a heroic manner.
Aha. Well, you could say how. I mean, nobody, if they haven't watched it, it's 10 years ago.
He fools the little nerd guy, the computer genius that he's with the whole time.
Yeah.
He fools him because he was going to sacrifice himself on one building, and he realizes he looks across and Caviezel's on the other building, sacrificing himself.
I think I did see that. I remember that
I remember that scene. I guess I did see it. I'd forgotten that scene. Anyway, Jim Caviezel's 57. Also, The Passion of the Christ. Really good. I mean, he's been in a lot of things. Really good actor. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, let me finish up that Mariners fan thing again. Cal Raleigh hit 2 home runs, including number 60. The first time a Seattle Mariners player hit 60 home runs in 1 year, and he's a catcher. And you probably heard his name, and we'll have more Holy Crap of Sports with Pete, I'm sure. But anyway, so this guy caught the ball and just celebrated for 15 seconds and saw this little kid near him and said, "Here, kid, you take it." Well, the kid was in tears. The father said, "What a genuine act of kindness, a true gentleman." He was in tears. We're all in shock. They all went to a reception area then, and Cal Raleigh found out that the guy had hit this famous home run ball, given it to a kid. So they were taken to the area where they got an autographed bat in exchange for the baseball. So the kid gave the ball to Cal Raleigh because, after all, it was historic. And the guy signed a bat for him in exchange. And said, "My son will be forever indebted, and hope he'll sometime in the life that he will repay a similar act of kindness to another kid in his lifetime. The lesson, always be kind." The star catcher, signed a bat that said, "Glenn, thanks for being a good guy and nice catch." Signed 2 baseballs for the kids, took photos in front of the dugout, and which is, sportsmanship, and it was great to see, and I'm happy for all of them. And by the way, again, that woman who screamed and yelled about the home run ball in Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago, whatever it was, still unidentified. I don't know how that's possible.
I bet if they ever do bring her out, that woman has changed her hairstyle, dyed it.
But how could you not know who that was? She's got like that's one haircut in a million. You've never seen another haircut like that woman. So how is it possible no one knows who that is? She lives somewhere, right? She must have neighbors who watch the news. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, I don't care. I'm surprised, flabbergasted. All right, here we go.
She's Frank Rizzo's granddaughter or something.
I know it's somebody in a mob or the CIA or something.
I'm not saying Rizzo was in the mob.
No, we're not saying anything like that. No, not at all. No, it's true. Chief. No. Donald Trump celebrating James Comey indictment. Again, I saw this last night officially, and you're not going to hear any James Comey sound bites on my show as far as I'm concerned. You're going to hear Donald Trump here in a second. Donald Trump celebrating indicted, making false statements. They got him dead to rights. Flounder, we got a couple of Donald Trump sound bites, and let's play them. We're going to play them probably every hour. Cut number 1, Donald Trump going on the way to the golf course for the Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black in New York City. And Peter Doocy asked him a couple of questions about whether he thought that when the Democrats get back in control, whether they're going to get revenge on Donald Trump. Cut number 1, Flounder, if you will, sir.
Trump, are you worried now that the next time there's a Democratic president, they will indict your FBI director or people in your administration?
That's what they tried to do, right? They did it with me. For 4 years, they went after me. They went after me for 4 years, and that doesn't include the 4 great years that we had in the White House. So when I ran it from 2016, when we won, it began before I got to office. You know that. Wait a minute. Before I came to office,
wait a minute.
I started hearing rumors about Russia. I said, what the hell do I have to do with Russia? Nothing. And then it got worse and worse, and some of the fakers, not you, but some of the fake news picked it up and they loved it. And we went through a long time with that. And despite that, we had a great first term.
That's how it went, where they made you go and take a mugshot. Is this more about justice or is it about revenge?
It's about justice, really. It's not revenge. It's about justice. It's also about the fact that you can't let this go on. They are sick, radical left people, and they can't get away with it. And Comey was one of the people. He wasn't the biggest, but he's a dirty cop.
Yeah, he's a dirty cop. He's even worse than that. In fact, we have another 40 seconds here, Flounder. Let's do this. Hey, Donald Trump was also asked.
I got all the time. Don't worry about time.
Donald Trump was also asked whether or not some dominoes are going to start to fall here, and he handled the question and answer perfectly. Cut number 2, Flounder, if you will.
Comey has been indicted. Who is the next person on your list in this retribution?
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt. These were corrupt, radical left Democrats. Because Comey essentially was he was worse than a Democrat. I would say the Democrats are better than Comey. But no, there'll be others. Look, that's my opinion. They weaponized the Justice Department like nobody in history. What they've done is terrible. And so I hope there are others, because you can't let this happen to a country.
And by the way, Comey's got to go to jail. He's no question guilty. And coming up here in a second, we're going to reflect for just a moment about what and again, they're claiming that Donald Trump is now weaponizing the department. That's what they caught Comey and all the rest of them
They went
doing.
after his aides, his valet. They went after his business partners. They went after him.
Yeah, his company, his family, his son. Yeah, It's all. I mean, believe me, we've just begun to fight. 3:31. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Happy Friday, man.
Hey, Braves Country, Tom Glavine here. Want to drive like a champion? Start with a clean car from Tidal Wave Auto Spa. With cutting-edge equipment and elite customer service, it's more than a car wash, it's a win. Experience the ultimate clean at Tidal Wave Auto Spa, my go-to car wash destination and the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Hey, it's Los. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, I've learned a lot about this car buying process from you. Is that typical of most of the clients you've worked with?
Yeah, I'm finding out it's even more typical. I mean, people are learning more and more, and maybe it's because I overload them with information because I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to make sure you know everything.
Do I have to have a particular make and model in mind when I call you, or is it just open to anything I want?
It's open. I can get any make, any year, any model.
I might be looking to trade in my vehicle. Can you accommodate that as the honest car guy?
For sure. I mean, we love it when people want to trade in cars because honestly, it's best for you to trade in the car. Why? Because you get a tax savings.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the honest car guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Need a new roof or siding now, but think you can't afford it? Hi, Megan here with Southern Exteriors, and you actually can. Pick one or two simple options. 0% interest for a full year or 10% off when you pay in full. No gimmicks, no hidden fees, just honest choices that fit your budget. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. That's southernexteriors.co.
Don't believe this nonsense you see on TV commercials about how uncomfortable a CPAP mask is. Take it from me. You wear one, especially the nasal pillow I use, for one night, and you will fight anybody that tries to take it away from you. But if they do take it away from you, you can get more at cpapsetcetera.com, cpapsetc.com, with a store in Alpharetta, same-day shipping. To your health, cpapsetc.com.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Okay, you're driving along. Suddenly you hear that horrible sound of metal and crunching. It's an accident. Even if it's a little minor fender bender, man, that could be a nightmare. First, obviously, take care of yourself. But before you make a deal with an insurance company or anybody else, call David Van Sant with Van Sant Law. You know why? Because he used to work for the insurance company, so he knows how to get the right settlement and right away. Van Sant Law. Don't forget, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. Protecting your interests. Insurance is great, but it's complicated. 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com.
Calling all contractors. This is Devin Stovall, Stovall & Company, and we're here for you. We're a third-generation, family-owned and operated company for 75 years and just opened our 11th location in Canton on 9500 Union Hill Road. We're proud to provide your wholesale irrigation, nursery, and landscape supply needs. How do you envision your dream outdoor space for you or your customers? We're here to fulfill them all. We all take pride in special requests and shipping right to your job site. Here at Stovall, we have it all. Check us out at StovallINC.com.
Summer is all about making memories, right? Backyard barbecues, road trips, maybe finally getting around to that hiking trail you've been eyeballing. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. So here's a thought. Call 1-800-4RELIEF and try Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made from natural ingredients. Best part? Relief Factor doesn't mask pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's kayaking, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in a hammock, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer, head over to relieffactor.com or give them a call at 1-800-4RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That's 1-800-4RELIEF.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays, anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Hey, happy Friday. Let her rip. Anything goes. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And little Van Halen in the background for you. Here's a bizarre report on this day released in 2003. The request of artists when they went to a venue and what they wanted required backstage before they would go on and perform. The report published requests including Limp Bizkit, which insisted that all lamps in their rooms be dimmable. Mariah Carey would only have bendy straws, as she will not use straight straws. Van Halen insisted that backstage celery be trimmed but not peeled, damn it. The Red Hot Chili Peppers asked for a meditation room and a selection of aromatherapy candles. Barry Manilow demanded the air temperature in the auditorium be kept at a distinct 65 degrees. And I don't know about you, but all I ever demanded was I have the college girls butt dancing team in here every Tuesday and before I go on. It makes the rest of the week seem brighter. Anyway, Pete, did you ever come up with any demands for your performance stuff? And Flounder, you guys?
I like brown M&Ms.
Well, see, I don't blame you. Flounder,
well, a lot of the reasons bands do that is to make sure that those people look at their contract.
Right, that's true.
It's just fine print stuff. So there's been some crazy stuff.
Oh,
where,
it's been bizarre.
Yeah.
We've read on the air Frank Sinatra's demands. It is amazing.
Do you remember any? I can't remember offhand.
It's certain types of Jack Daniels and how many Jack Daniels bottles has to be there, and has some kind of tea has got to be in there. But there's some other stuff in there. It's like, holy cow.
338, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder. On the phones, take a priority. Tim is on the radio. Tim, welcome. Happy Friday. What's going on, man?
Hey there. Just want to remind you and Pete about the last episode of Person of Interest.
Yes, because it's really wavy to me, and I remember kind of looking across the way, but I've really forgotten. Help me out here.
Well, what was awesome about it was, besides the scene itself, was the music. Because, the whole thing was about cameras and knowing everything that everyone on the planet did.
Big
the whole
Brother's
thing, right?
watching and listening and seeing everything, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the song was Pink Floyd, Welcome to the Machine. And the words of Welcome to the Machine are, don't bother to tell us where you're going. We already know where you've been. We know what you're doing. We can tell you what to dream. Everything about the machine, directing and knowing everything. It was great.
Yeah, you're right. That really was a hell of a series. It was different and exciting and clever. The characters were just right. They had a little geeky guy. Everything was really, really well done. Anyway,
agreed.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thanks. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend.
The machine is what he called his little thing, too.
That's right.
The machine.
That's machine. I see. We learn something every day. Let's see. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Our birthday list includes another TV and movie star, Linda Hamilton. Linda Hamilton is 69. Sarah Connor, the Terminator movies and so forth. And let's see. On this day in history, I'll do a little TV theme here, a movie theme here as well. Today we'll continue. We've got a couple of those, including a musical history note coming up and a musical birthday note coming up here, too. But on this day in 1991, ABC takes a gamble on Stephen Bochco's latest offering. Stephen Bochco, known for his incredible series on TV like Hill Street Blues, Doogie Howser MD, and NYPD Blue. But Stephen Bochco, his most notorious work was a program called Cop Rock.
It appeared on this day in 1991, ABC was a typical serious police procedural drama, but it had Broadway-styled rock music and dancing. And it was just as odd as you're thinking it must be at this very moment. TV Guide said that the show Cop Rock was, quote, the single most bizarre TV musical of all time. It was critical ratings loser. The show yanked after 11 episodes. Despite all the bad press, Cop Rock was nominated for 5 Emmys. And it won 2 for outstanding editing for a series and single camera production and outstanding achievement in music and lyrics. Cop Rock. And total failure. Anyway, give her Pete and Flounder. Okay, a couple things on the Jim Comey thing. He's got to go to prison. We know he's guilty. He said it himself. In fact, we're going to talk. Professor Turley, who I just really, really appreciate. He's on Fox a lot, one of their contributors, was going to make a couple of points. But let's remember this. First of all, the FBI under Christopher Wray, the disgrace of Atlanta, Donald Trump was charged with having documents that they said he didn't deserve to have, even though as the president, he could declassify any documents he wanted. But still, the reason that they had the Mar-a-Lago raid was part of the conspiracy to frame Donald Trump and other people. The Mar-a-Lago raid was because Donald Trump was accused of having documents. Accused of having paperwork in a safe room that everybody knew about, and there was never a danger of anything happening, but they decided to go get it, okay? Donald Trump had documents that led to the raid, with SWAT teams and gunboats in the bay and helicopter gunships and agents faking evidence, piling up all this stuff to take pictures as the FBI agents were fingering his wife's underpants. And, gee, I wonder whether Christopher Wray asked for special photos of that operation. Anyway, it was part of the fake FBI probe that allowed Jack Smith to go after Donald Trump on those federal charges, and he was charged, and this whole thing about the Mar-a-Lago raid was because he had paperwork in a safe room. Now we switch. Remember this. Under Donald Trump's administration and what this whole fake Russian collusion and everything else, Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon went to prison. And they went to prison for not lying under oath. Think about it. They refused to cooperate with Congress. They refused to go in there and lie. So because they refused to go in there and fake anything or anything else, they went to prison because they did not talk. The exact opposite of former FBI director who's no FBI director in American history has ever been charged with felonies. And he went in and lied. So if they can put 2 of Donald Trump's top advisors in prison for not lying, for not saying anything, then Jim Comey's got to go to federal prison, period, for what he did do as part of a coup against a sitting president. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. Now, Jonathan Turley, again, this is way above my head legally and stuff like that. However, let's recall this. Jonathan Turley made a couple of points here, too. Inspector General Michael Horowitz had that scathing report on Comey that he leaked FBI documents and he misused their policy, including documents that had the code name and true identity of a sensitive FBI secret source. Comey set a dangerous example for 35,000 FBI employees, people who have access to private secret information. He had asked his Columbia law professor to help him leak it. His close associate, former deputy director Andrew McCabe, said Comey told him to do it. And Comey denied it under oath after time. National Security Advisor Mike Flynn, remember what they did to him? Comey facing 2 counts of making false statements and obstructing a congressional proceeding and then bragging about it. Comey gave a book tour where he thrilled his audience about how he was able to secure a criminal charge against Mike Flynn for making false statements. So Jim Comey bragged about nailing Mike Flynn for making false statements. Well, guess what? He went on a book tour complaining about it. And he said, well, it may not have been proper for me to do it, but he explained, quote, something we probably wouldn't have done or maybe gotten away with in a more organized investigation, the more organized administration. But I said, it's early enough. Let's just send a couple of guys over there to prison. In other words, he went after him deliberately. In fact, as I remember, they set him up. They said, hey, Mike, we want to talk to you, but don't bring a lawyer. You don't need a lawyer or anything. We just want to chat with you. And then they threatened to put his son in jail. Remember that? Remember they went after Mike Flynn's son. And he said, okay, geez, I'm sorry, I misrepresented the document or whatever, and they nailed him. And Steve Bannon And Navarro went to prison for not talking. Comey's got to go to prison for lying, and they've got him dead to rights. We've seen the video over and over and over.
He was walking around on his book tour basically saying it out loud because he thought he was untouchable.
That's right. In fact, over and over last night, everybody said kind of the same thing. Jim Comey has always believed he's the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, but do you really think they're going to put him in jail?
No, I guarantee. Here's the problem. It's a Democrat judge, sent by Obama, putty tat. It's a putty tat judge, or maybe it's either a Biden or a putty tat judge. I think it's a Biden judge. It's a Biden judge, and it's in Virginia. Virginia, that's Washington, D.C.
Northern Virginia?
Yeah. So they're screwed. I mean, they're never going on the other hand, the grand jury indicted him. I mean, that's 2 out of 3. There were 3 charges. They indicted him for 2 and threw out 1. But that's a good sign.
If he gets off, I mean, there's another nail in the coffin of any trust in this federal empire.
Yeah, and he'll get off because they're going to claim that Donald Trump tried to weaponize the DOJ, which is exactly what they did do and why he's on trial for weaponizing the DOJ. Well, these freaking people, they keep saying what they've done and say it loud enough and hope you forget.
Always accuse the other side of what you yourself are doing. It's right out of Karl Marx.
It's a first step. At least it's one. We need a whole bunch more. But again, here we go. People wanted action. We just got it. Let's hope this is a lot more coming. 347, how you doing? Happy Friday. What's up? Join us if you feel like it.
The legend Neil Boortz is only on Extra 106.3 with daily commentary you'll hear throughout the day. And he's on live with the Morning Extra every Tuesday morning at 7:30. Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3. And catch all of Neil's commentary on the Extra app.
Go beyond just a baseball game with your Atlanta Braves and check out Truist Park's Ballpark Tour. See the ballpark like never before and explore the franchise's rich history with artifacts, exhibits, and more, led by tour guides who will take you to places behind the scenes that most fans have never seen before, including the press box, premium club spaces, and of course, step onto the field where your favorite Braves players battle it out during the season. And each tour comes with a complimentary player chain necklace. Visit Braves.com/tours to purchase your tickets today. And did you know Truist Park can host your next event? As a year-round facility, we host private events ranging from corporate meetings, trade shows, team building events, holiday parties, rehearsal dinners, you name it, Truist Park can host it. Visit Braves.com/events to get started on creating an experience like never before with one of Truist Park's unique venues. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I recently read an article that said 65% of those surveyed, they're more worried about running out of money in retirement than they are of death itself. So let's talk about some of the ways you can help our listeners replace that paycheck they've relied on for all these years in their working lives.
Well, it makes sense that they'd be scared of that because what do you do if you run out of money in retirement? You're going to go back to work? Who's hiring folks that are retired and physically and mentally, you're going to be able to do that. And isn't the whole point of having a financial advisor so that you never have to worry about that again? So one of the ways that we do that is we build a fully comprehensive income plan so that we know there's money coming in every month that'll cover your bills, give you the quality of life that you're looking for, no matter what the market's doing, no matter how long you live. In some cases, regardless of what happens to you health-wise. So we can put plans in place to eliminate or at least mitigate all of those kind of risks every single person deals with in retirement.
I know a lot of our parents relied on pensions, but let's be honest, Evan, the pension is becoming a thing of the past. But there are ways for folks to create their own personal pensions, aren't there?
Yeah, so I'm a big proponent of do-it-yourself pension. But when we do the pension ourselves, the one negative with a pension is all the value in the pension goes away once you turn on the actual income. With the plans that we build, with the do-it-yourself pensions, you maintain that asset, or more specifically, your surviving spouse, your kids. And so you live forever. You get a ton of paychecks, and whatever's left over goes to the wife and kids, surviving spouse, beneficiaries, whoever that might be.
Call Atlas Retirement for a complimentary review of your savings and investments today. Call 678-736-7799. Again, that's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Fall is in the air, and Central Heating and Air Conditioning is making it the perfect time to upgrade your comfort. For a limited time, you get up to $2,100 in rebates and 60 months, 0% financing with approved credit. That's right, savings up front and no interest for 5 whole years. A brand new carrier system from Central delivers dependability, efficiency, and comfort every family deserves. Central Heating and Air Conditioning have set the standard in heating and cooling for over 3 generations. And now's your chance to bring that comfort home with the best savings of the season. These dual incentives don't come around often, so act now. Call 770-GET-HEAT today. That's 770-GET-HEAT. Or visit centralheat.com, centralheat.com. Upgrade your comfort, lock in your savings, and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
This fall, the gridiron calls, which means you'll be road tripping to games across the South, and you'll need a reliable ride to get you there. And Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. But a new car, truck, or SUV from Subaru of Gwinnett is about way more than just getting to the games. It's about getting the family home. It's about getting to work safely, but it's also about getting the most out of every adventure. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Or maybe it's the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds the road with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it holds everything you need for the tailgate. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com and let your adventurous mind run wild. Then stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.
And 3:52. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Let her rip Friday. Yeah. All right, then. Yeah, smiling there with AC/DC there. Sorry. Ladies' choice here. It's kind of a waltzing sort of. In 1995, AC/DC released Ball Breaker, their 12th international album. It was produced by Rick Rubin, featured the return of former drummer Phil Rudd, who had been fired from the band in 1983. Again, this is 95 we're talking. It was a result of drinking and drug problems and a fight with their founding rhythm guitarist, Malcolm Young. But he was back, and it was AC/DC, baby. Our birthday list includes, speaking of singers, how about a little different style here? Sean Stockman from Boys to Men. Sean Stockman's 53 years old today. And on this day in history, I don't know why I've always thought, whenever I hear the name, excuse me.
That's a weird name.
That's a very weird name. Flounder, actually, let me ask you, Flounder, do you know the name Nellie Bly?
I do not know that name.
Nellie Bly. Pete, you know Nellie Bly, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
When I hear I saw this when I'm looking it up, but also when I'm researching, every time I heard the name Nellie Bly, to me is I always think of the woman who made the trip around the world. Or I don't know why I think of her in one thing for another. But on this day in 1887. Nellie Bly begins an undercover investigation of the Women's Lunatic Asylum on Blackwell's Island. Nellie Bly had herself committed. She spent 10 days as a patient in order to witness the conditions and treatment of the mentally ill. 1887. You can imagine. Her subsequent reporting and book called 10 Days in a Madhouse described the inhumane conditions treatment of the women led to significant reforms in the treatment of the mentally ill. Quote, what accepting torture would produce insanity quicker than this treatment? Nellie Bly, investigative journalist in 1887, had herself committed to prove the atrocities. Wow. 3:55, cover Peyton Flounder. Oh, by the way, there's social media going around about how Donald Trump and Melania got in a fight, apparently. They were filmed through the windows of Marine One landing on the South Lawn the other night, and it showed First Lady shaking her head and Donald Trump pointing his finger at her. So I'm saying, they're having a fight. The first family's breaking up. He hit her. I think he beat the girl. No. They had a lip reader who said, no, actually, Donald was not having a go at Melania, except he was talking about what happened at the UN when they was trapped on the escalator and stuff. He continued worried about that thing. And he was saying, it was unbelievable. How can they do that? And she said, Donald, look at me. And everybody's fine. A second lip reader, my God, I'm losing it, said Donald Trump was being protective of his wife in that moment caught on the helicopter. He said, I can't forgive them. They tried to hurt you. And he said, we can't do this. She said, we should stay safe. You're not safe, she replied. He said, they're done. We must challenge them. So he was upset about what happened at the UN, and it had put his wife in danger. And that's why, he was shaking his finger about trying to protect his wife and take care of it. Anyway, so just for the record, we hope, maybe.
I mean, who cares?
Yeah, I know. Well, again, I remember Macron and his wife getting a fight on the plane, Macron. So that's why it came up, social media saying, oh, look at this, it's today. You know what? I mean, seriously, it's just, in fact, I've got a story coming up. In fact, I may bleed the next hour with it. And as an update, we have not heard from Neil Boortz, so we don't know. I'm assuming he probably cannot.
No, he will not be joining.
He will not be joining us. Okay, so there you go. So maybe at the top of the hour, I'll get. I keep bitching a lot, and again, I'm an old fart. I showed again.
I'm sorry. He will be joining.
He will be joining us. He will be. Well, then I'll put this off till later. But I'm going to do a story about the cell phone and a little boy who paid for it with his life, trying to act big and cool by putting stuff on his cell phone, and it ticked off the wrong people. It's horrible. What's going on there, Flounder? You okay? You talking to Neil, are you?
Yes, I am. Leave me alone.
I saw you smirking in here or something, or flipping the bird, or I don't know what's going on in here. Is he ready? We all came for 4 o'clock? Okay. 3:57. And we got so many more things coming. By the way, did you hear about the woman who was a teacher at a Catholic school, and she also was a surrogate to have someone else's baby to help like a family, and they fired her? You can't. Catholics do not believe in surrogate babies. Did you know that?
I thought they wanted more babies.
No. Catholics do not believe in a woman having a surrogate baby for somebody else.
Huh.
I don't think I never knew that. Anyway, 3:58, Flounder, Kimber, Pete, and we got Little Flounder's Funny, I'll bet you probably. And so on.
I'm at the age where you realize doctors know nothing. You guys are too young. You guys still believe in doctors and right? Doctors know nothing. And the more specific they are, the dumber they are, too. Any doctors in the audience? What kind of doctor? Dermatologist. Perfect. That's an idiot that knows nothing. That much I could tell you. Dermatology, you got, oh my God, let me say, try this. If it works, if it doesn't, come back in 2 weeks. We'll monitor it. Do you know that you know nothing or no? Are you like, oh, I'm the king of my thing? You love it? Yeah, all right.
He's not too happy.
Are you a full-blown or are you a residency, internship? Residency, yeah.
Oh, man.
Nothing!
Who's that, Flounder?
That is Mr. Marty Rosenfeld.
Oh, my goodness. That's pretty ballsy. Any doctors in the house? Anyway, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. And Neil Boortz, he made it. Only because, by golly, he cares about you, the little people, as do we all. Let her rip Friday. Anything goes. 106.3. Nice to have you with us. Look out.
The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
Snapback back. Sanctions are coming. Elisa Brady, Fox News. The UN Security Council just rejecting a last-ditch effort to delay sanctions on Iran over its nuclear program. Meantime, Iran's president denies initiating attacks on any countries, even through proxies. Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis in Yemen, telling Fox's Martha McCallum.
The fact that we defend someone who has been unjustly driven from his or her homeland, but to say that we instigate terrorism and attacks and aggression, that is untrue.
President Pezeshkian calls it Israel's mindset and says there's no proof, also accusing Israel of genocide. Earlier today, the Israeli prime minister again denying that, as he also accused countries recognizing Palestinian statehood of rewarding Hamas terrorists.
The Palestinians, they don't believe in this solution. They never have. They don't want a state next to Israel. They want a Palestinian state instead of Israel.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also again calling for Hamas to release remaining hostages as many delegates walked out of the UN chamber during his speech to the General Assembly. The mass shooter who killed 4 people at a New York City office building this summer did have CTE. Shane Tamura had played football in high school.
The New York medical examiner confirms the 27-year-old from Nevada had low-stage CTE, a degenerative brain disease linked to repeated head trauma, which affects behavior and emotion regulation. Tamura, who blamed the NFL for hiding the dangers of brain injuries, opened fire at the office tower which houses the NFL headquarters before taking his own life.
Fox's Carmen Roberts. Wall Street rallies. The Dow up about 300 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, I am Brant, and her name is Sherry, and she's a friend and a colleague of mine, and we were just praying for her, actually, because she had a major surgery she just went through.
Yes, and I am very happy about something you actually talk about all the time, which is Medishare. That's right,
of course.
yeah.
So what was your experience like with Medishare and your healthcare bills?
You know what? It was seamless, and it's such a blessing when you're already nervous about a health issue, which I was.
Yeah.
Members shared my expenses. There were 0 problems, and let me tell you, having people pray with you when you call in, and it's just what you need. It's so refreshing.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. People love Medishare and saving tons of money. The typical family, I'm fond of saying, can save $500 a month.
I am so thankful for Medishare. It's so different, and I mean different in a very, very good way, Brant.
It is a good different. Call right now. They're so easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Neil Boortz joining a Kevin Pete and Flounder on a Let It Rip Friday. Neil, how you doing? Welcome aboard, sir. What's going on?
Not a hell of a lot.
Are you? We thought you might be.
I'm sitting here listening to you say, "Oh, Neil Boortz is not going to be able to join us." What happened?
Well,
have I been fired?
No. You had not checked in, sir. I believe that we had not heard back.
That was my fault. I hadn't checked my text messages, so Neil, I am the one to blame on that.
Well, there you are.
The truth comes out.
I should have known better. I didn't want to throw Flounder under the bus or anything.
Throw me under. It's okay. It's my fault. My apologies, Neil.
So anyway, well, obviously it's always a thrill. And so what's new? How you doing? And boy, we got a lot to talk about. But where do you want to start? How you doing? And what's up?
I want to start with that fat ass that jumped on that high school football player.
Man, I saw that video, and he tried to kill him. He tried to kill him. I could have killed him.
Yeah, and we can't release his name.
No, please, internal, privacy of the student. He should have been arrested.
Why hasn't he been arrested?
I don't know.
Why hasn't he been charged with assault?
Yeah, he did a wrestling move. He did. It was a tackle football. It was a junior. I think it was a junior varsity. And this guy, the big fat kid, must have weighed 300 pounds, and the other kid weighed like 120. And he was tackled, and then the big kid literally did a jump up in the air to land like a wrestling palm move, creamed the kid, and broke 2 bones in his back.
He should be in jail.
Yeah,
he may be, but they won't tell us because he's a minor and we can't. The hell with that. He needs to be doxxed.
Yeah, I know.
And so that's.
I couldn't believe it. It was horrible. His mother went nuts. I mean, she was there. And I can imagine.
Well, we do have something to celebrate.
All right, sir. Yes, we do.
Asada Shakur is dead.
Oh, yeah. And the most famous wanted murdering terrorist was it Havana? She went to Cuba. I forgot how she escaped from custody in the first place. She was the most wanted criminal, a murderer, terrorist from, the 60s? 7? I can't remember now.
I forgot when.
Yeah.
I mean, cold blood killed a New Jersey state trooper. Took away somebody's father, took away somebody. Now she moves down to Cuba, and of course they celebrated her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand they celebrated her. She was so famous down there, she even got flushing toilets.
Well, boy, she was famous.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't have to walk outside.
No. And so, I mean, she had that benefit.
Oh,
do you realize if it hadn't been for communism, if Cuba was a, even a quasi-capitalistic country like so many other in the Caribbean, what an incredible stop it would be for cruise ships.
Yeah. Well, hell, people could live there. When I thought, went back, I thought I had the perfect life. We were thinking about a vacation home somewhere like Costa Rica, for that matter. If Cuba had been like a regular place, 90 miles away, it'd be pretty nice to have a beach house in Cuba and a little maid to take care of you for $80 a month or something. I mean, but no way.
No, I had plans one time to fly my little bitty airplane to Grand Cayman.
Yeah.
Just to do it.
Yeah.
I used to fly from Naples all the way across to Grand Bahama Island all the time. And what was really strange? You take off from Naples, you cross over into the Atlantic at Fort Lauderdale. And, I mean, just when the U.S. disappears behind you, there's Grand Bahama Island in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you could, if you have a big boat and we were going to get a place in Florida, and you could just take your boat and go right to the Bahamas, and in a couple hours or whatever. And anyway,
this doesn't count for anything. But I remember one time I was flying my son-in-law to play golf down there in Grand Bahama Island, and it became very overcast, and I'm on a plan, so I'm in the system, so I'm good. So he said, well, how are you going to find the airport? I said, I'll tell you how. As we're, we can't see the ground right now, but I'm going to start descending, and when I get down to a certain altitude, if you please look out the window,
see if you can see.
you should be able to see a harbor. So, I got down to to that altitude. I said, okay, look out. What do you see? Okay, there's a harbor.
We're going to make it.
Yeah, we're good. We're not halfway to Bermuda.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was in a small plane and that exact thing in the clouds and didn't know where you're going. He said, well, we're going to go down. I said, well, are you sure? I mean, how do you know? Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I could have made it from Atlanta to Bermuda in that plane, but the only problem was I couldn't get back.
Oh, well, they wouldn't let you out, or what?
Well, no, they would let me out, except for where in the world in Bermuda are you going to buy low-lead gas buster fuel for an airplane?
Well, I have
everything there's kerosene. It's for jets. But
oh, wow, I didn't know that.
I played a nasty trick on a friend of mine in Naples. So one time I had a book signing in Sanford. And after the book signing, and after I signed all 8 books and shook hands with all 8 people, we flew back to Naples, and it was way dark. It's 10:30, 11 o'clock. And so I'm shooting a GPS approach into Naples. And he keeps looking. I said, tell me when you see the runway. And he keeps, I don't see any runways. I just see the city. It's right in front of us. I mean, come on, Don. Tell me when you see the runway. It's up there. I'm telling you, I'm busy on the instruments here. I don't see any runway. Of course, what I didn't tell him was that I had to click the microphone switch 6 times to turn the runway lights on.
Ah, there you go.
And I waited till the last second to do that. Oh, there it is.
Well,
and we were already at about 200 feet.
There you go.
It's so much fun flying airplanes when you're with people that are a little bit queasy about it.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I've been queasy in airplanes, helicopters.
Helicopters. God, I'd love to be able to fly one of those. those, but I don't have that kind of skill.
I flew one, and it was hard as hell. I mean, not by hard. It was difficult in that I didn't get it. I really couldn't. I couldn't make the damn thing lift up the tail a little bit and go forward. I mean, it doesn't work that way. I didn't understand it.
There's something called the hover button.
I don't. Yeah, the guy said, "Here, do this and this, and pretend it's real easy, like a car steering wheel. Don't kind of jerk things around." And we're sitting there hovering in the air. I mean, we're literally flying it, and I couldn't really make it. It kept doing funny things, and he said, "Oh, I'll take it over."
I couldn't find the hover button. I didn't know what I was doing. And by the way, I do have this to report. This is really starting to bother me. This is a very meaningful conversation this afternoon, isn't it?
Well, perhaps, hopefully.
When Don and I are on the road, we have a full kitchen here in the Boortz bus, but neither one of us is particularly fond of cooking meals here. Now, I do have a barbecue outside I can use, but anyway, we end up at restaurants because there's always interesting, cool restaurants where we're going. I have yet, on this leg of this trip, yet to eat at one restaurant where the server or waitress or whatever the hell you call them didn't have nose jewelry. I am so sick to death of nose jewelry.
Making a comeback all of a sudden. I mean, I don't know. I wonder what the hell's going on.
They always have something hanging out of their nose.
Yeah.
Nose rings were developed to keep pigs from foraging in the mud.
Yeah, right. Digging up your gardens.
And they were also developed so that you could tie a rope to them and lead cows around.
Right, exactly.
And so, come on, girls, knock off the nose rings. So Sinclair Broadcasting is bailed.
Oh, they caved in. I'm just reading their statement as it came up here just a few minutes ago, and they're talking about trying to take the high road. Well, it's not fair to have free speech and then say you try to demand how they broadcast after all. So we're letting oh, please, either have a stand or you don't, and they don't. They caved in. I guess it's all because of some ESPN deal with NFL or some crap. I don't know.
I don't know, but who are the late? Don and I were trying to name the late nights. There's
these days. I have no idea.
I don't either.
I really don't. I don't know.
What the hell was Jimmy's last name?
Kimmel.
Yeah. Isn't there another Jimmy out there somewhere?
Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers.
And who beats all of them?
Greg Gutfeld.
Yeah. Greg Gutfeld. Does anybody pay any attention to him? Not in the mainstream media, they don't.
I know. Isn't that amazing? And he's number one by a mile.
Oh, he is by a mile.
Yeah.
But, Jimmy Fallon coming back makes no difference to me. Never watched 3 minutes of his show.
Kimmel,
and have no intention. Jimmy Fallon?
You talking about Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, yeah. Okay.
That's the one. I don't watch any of them.
No, either do I. I
wouldn't know Seth Meyers if he stepped on my toe.
Yeah. I know who he is, but I haven't seen his. I haven't ever watched his show.
But I was invited to be on Gutfeld once, but I told him I had to do it from Naples. They said, no, we don't do it that way. Thanks anyway. Click, hung up. That's the last time I ever heard from him.
Well, he's big time Charlie now. He just started growing by leaps and bounds here fairly recently. Which is great.
I'm trying to keep this light, Kimmer, because this political violence we're seeing out there right now.
They're killing us.
It's really getting scary. I have talked to a couple of buddies of mine who are nationally syndicated on the conservative or the libertarian side of things, and all of them, every one of them I've talked to, now has enhanced security.
I'm sure.
And if I hadn't retired 12 years ago, I'm certain I would be getting out of the game now because, well, I'll tell you the main reason I'd be getting out of the game now is sitting on a couch across from me.
Well, sure, you got that girl thing going,
Yeah, I do, and she would stand for no more of it.
Well, I don't blame her.
And but I felt safe. I had Mad Dog. But just the same, there's crazy people out now. And here's what gets me, and I warned about this well over a year ago, when the left starts using little statements like silence is violence.
Yeah.
Hate speech is violence.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you get it. All of a sudden, it's a curse. Well, here's what's going on. They are trying to categorize things that conservatives say as violence, which will make them perfectly perfectly free to respond to violence with violence.
Well, you should kill Hitler. If he was Hitler, you should kill Hitler, shouldn't you? Therefore, of course, they should. That would be the logical conclusion. What do they expect? Idiot. Jeez, it just it's
where do you
criminal.
think this is going?
I think it's getting worse. I don't think it's getting any better. I think it's getting worse. I think they're more dangerous than ever. I think they're more psycho than ever. And I haven't heard. It would seem to me that if I were going to try to lead this country as a Democrat, I would be stepping forward and stopping it all and trying to shame and embarrass all the members of the media and all the mayors and the governors and the guy, all these Chicago people and Pritzker saying we need to take to the streets and mock them, shame them, and saying we have to stop this for the good of our country and make them try to back you down. And nobody's doing it.
The people who would agree with you are the ones that vote Republican.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it would seem to me that if the Democrat Party is in such freaking turmoil, and they are, who's the Democrat leader? Someone should have the brains, and it sure as hell isn't going to be Newsom, to stand up and take the leadership. It's amazing. It's getting worse. It's not getting better.
They got Chucky Schumer running for cover.
God, yeah. Well, I hope to God that the conservatives don't start, mimicking the violence of the left. Please. We don't want to be burning down things like they did since George Floyd.
Well, and
Summer of Love, my God.
And then on the other hand, and Kimmer, I don't know if you agree with me or this, but in the last couple of weeks, Donald Trump has really been upsetting me too with some of his rhetoric. I mean,
what?
Well, he's done so many things that are good, but he seems to believe that it is the role of the federal government to monitor criticism of him. And if somebody criticizes him and he feels it's unfair and doesn't like it, then he is perfectly free to use the police power of government to shut them down and prosecute them. And
where'd you get? What has he done that would lead you to that? The FTC's got nothing to do with the networks, and the network guy said, I don't know.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. But he's still, this Brandon Carr, he still told Brandon Carr that he wanted these people, Jimmy Kimmel, and I don't know that he named Jimmy Kimmel personally, but he wants these people shut down and or prosecuted because of the things that they are saying about him. And he's made that clear.
I've the impression I have is that what he's concerned more about what they're doing to foment the violence in the country, whether typically aimed against him, but not because they're calling him names. It's because they're a danger to America, calling for violence. I mean, that to me, obviously, is something that ought to be monitored. But again,
I think you're right. But you just, I guess, you're just spending too much time with your girlfriend. You haven't been.
Yeah, my AI girlfriend. She loves me. I'm keeping her.
Well, just look at it this way. Your AI girlfriend is never going to take half your stuff.
She's perfect. And tonight we're going to do that special thing I like.
But but only when you want to.
Exactly, when I feel like it. Otherwise, you can shut up.
Just be still. But
no, I used to make a joke. I like my women like I like my wine. About 20 years old and in the basement.
Oh God, that's terrible.
That was so wrong.
Now I know why you're in this situation.
Exactly. There's no hope for me, and it's over. Game called on account of darkness. It's a ball game. So, I'm sitting here and wait till the end. That's all.
There's so many ways to finish that line.
Yes, there are.
Called on account of.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's true.
Just leave that
leave it dangling.
Where it is.
There you go.
But I just really, and Donna doesn't like me to talk about this. Okay, she's. There was a reason she never listened to my show. And when I start getting blue in the face, yelling at Trump for suggesting that the government should be used to shut down people who express opinions he does not agree with, that's when she goes out and sits in a lawn chair.
Well, yeah. See, I don't think that's a correct statement. I don't think he's doing that at all. I totally.
Okay, what's the call-in number, Kimmer?
No, the guy at the FCC was an idiot. He should have shut his freaking mouth. He never should have said anything. And Donald Trump should only be saying, all he ever should have said was, this is a great, Jimmy Kimmel's a great example, not of a problem with free speech, but it's a great example of what's going on with free enterprise. He got punished because he was a bad employee, and it's as simple as that. And nobody had anything to do with it in the government because they have no control over anything that, concerning a networked operation. Period. They don't.
Yeah, and because he's losing money for ABC. I think it's ABC.
Yeah.
But don't forget, Burbank, California figured heavily in this.
Oh, no question. And again, all this is way over my head. And I guess it all links to some deal with ESPN trying to buy the NFL or something with ABC and ESPN and the NFL deal.
I still haven't watched a professional football game since Colin Kaepernick started his BS.
Really? Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
And now I understand that there is, I don't know if it's an NFL rule or custom or whatever it is, but now teams, are they required or are they encouraged to put social statements on the turf in the end zones?
Well, I think they did that for the George Floyd thing and BLM and stuff like that. But you still see some of the things on helmets, but it's not. Some of them just say. I think I saw someone that said, never give up or always play hard or don't quit or something like that. So I don't know whether they're political things anymore or not. I think it's up to the teams. The same way they said a team is able to, if they want to pay a tribute to Charlie Kirk or not. It's up to the individual franchise. So I think that's where it stands.
You've heard the latest about Kaepernick, haven't you?
I remember reading something about him, and I forgot what it was.
Well, I don't know that this is accurate because every time you scroll through an internet page or open a newspaper, it's just, you don't know what to believe. Yeah. But from something that I read just this morning, it said Colin Kaepernick has now, of course, exhausted all opportunities to again be a player in the NFL. Yeah. But he is also not eligible for any pension.
Oh, I hadn't.
Now, isn't that a shame?
Yeah, what a heartbreaker.
It really is a heartbreaker. But no pension for Colin Kaepernick. Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe he didn't get enough playing time.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know. But is it cruel to hope that that's true?
No, the guy, he got what he deserved, what he was asking for. He wanted to go public. It was because of that stupid girlfriend's a big hotshot in BLM. And he was doing that to, impress her, I guess, apparently. If he really believed those things, then screw him. If you treat, I'm still a Marine. And if, a guy's, doing that kind of crap, kneeling and crap for their stuff like this, and the franchise refused to honor police officers who were killed trying to save people at the same time, stuff like that, you can kiss my foot. Oh, God, I'm going to get more pictures on my phone. They got what he deserved. Screw him. I don't feel anything for Colin Kaepernick except disgust.
Well, and another thing, George Floyd. When the hell is Derek Chauvin going to be released from prison?
There's no way. Yeah, I know. And by the way, again, remember the documentary that showed that what they did to control George Floyd, who, by the way, fought with them for like an hour, ran out of the police car, they put him back, he escaped again, they held him down. They did exactly what the training program tells them to do with a knee on the back and holding the guy and so forth, was exactly what the documentary showed that was in the training. They even had a woman on the documentary showing the same move, saying this is what we're taught, and that cop went to prison for 20-something years.
But Donna and I like watching the cop shows.
Yeah.
We like Live PD.
Yeah, right.
Cops.
Channel 38 on 838, right going up from Fox on.
But when these people are arrested or get on the ground, show me your hands, blah blah blah. They have certain scripts that they have to scream, including "I know my rights." They're always "I know my rights." I didn't do nothing. Yeah. Those are the didn't do nothings. And then, of course, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're sitting up in the back of a cop car, and the in-car camera is catching them. They're sitting up. They look perfectly fine, and they just keep yelling, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." And every once in a while, a cop will say something back like, I don't care. But once they say something like that, they become the issue.
Yeah. I don't know how cops do it. Honestly, I don't know why they don't make $200,000 a year, get a free car, and a deal to make sure they can afford to live where they patrol. I mean, those are the three things I would do to cops.
Yeah, but I have some other things I would do too on the other side, Timmer.
All right, sir. Well,
Okay.
you're a defense lawyer, so.
Yeah, no, I was not only. I only handled one criminal case in my entire legal career.
And unfortunately, you put you on the path to say, I don't want to represent guilty people.
Well, no, I don't mind that at all. Because the defense lawyer's job is to make the government do what it has to under the law do.
Prove it. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I got an obviously, clearly guilty defendant off. I mean, not in that way.
Yeah.
But I got him a not guilty verdict.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm too good at this. I ain't doing this anymore.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Because sooner or later, it's going to backfire. But I'm happy there are defense attorneys, just like I'm happy there are prisons.
Yeah, absolutely. It's our system.
But I still think, and I even proposed this to a Collier County Sheriff deputy in Naples, and he gave it a full endorsement. They ought to, if you lead police on a high-speed chase, when they finally do the pit maneuver and run you off the road, the only thing that can remove you from your car is a dog.
Every cop car should have a
dog. And when they say get out of the car and the guy says I'm not getting out of the car, the next step is the dog.
Yeah. Well, I've always thought for every mile an hour you go over the speed limit, if you're being chased, if you're leaving on a high-speed chase, like for every 10 miles over the limit, they get to hit you with a nightstick.
I love that.
Yeah, just to beat the living.
Yes. And while you're beating the crap out of them, start yelling, "Can't we all just get along?"
Yeah, exactly. With those collapsible batons. I have one of those babies. Those things, that was metal. Those things are. I
do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Now, but then on the other side of this issue, if I was a sheriff and I had all those deputies out there, if they have sleeve tattoos, they would be required to wear long sleeve shirts.
As a deputy, you mean, working in a uniform?
Any law enforcement officer that I had authority over, they would be required to wear long sleeve shirts if they had sleeve tattoos.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
they look thuggish.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a problem with a deputy sheriff looking like he's a tough guy. Believe me, the guy who took my report when the guy creamed into me a couple days ago.
Wait! What happened?
A guy rear-ended me. I was going through the golf course, coming to work, and I go through the golf course area because it's 20 miles an hour, and I just take it easy, get my mind soft and sweet and wonderful, driving through the golf course to come to work, and the guy behind me, I stopped for some people on the golf cart crosswalk at the golf course, and wham, he creamed into me, and my Shelby's in the shop. Anyway, the cop showed up.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. I'm glad it didn't happen at one of those rainbow crosswalks downtown.
Yeah, it would have been a little different story. Anyway, so and the thing was, I mean, I screamed and yelled. I mean, I read him the riot act, the guy who did it, and I know he wanted to hit me, but he acted as a gentleman. And then I texted him later. He texted me back, and he said, "By the way, my mom loves your show." Crap, you bastard.
Boy.
So, but the cop who showed up looked like a freaking cage fighter, and it was okay with me. And, I said, "Yes, sir. I'll stand right over here like you want, officer."
I want them to have that capability, but I don't want them to be intentionally intimidating.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's such a hard job. I could never do it. I'm not capable. I know I couldn't do it.
Don and I agree. I'd make Derek Chauvin look like a little wuss.
I'd have been in prison a long time ago. They'd have never let me out.
But if anybody in this country is a political prisoner, it's Derek Chauvin.
Yeah, I totally agree. Absolutely agree. I wish that somebody could get him out. If they had a governor up there who was worth his damn, it would be. Anyway, Neil Boortz.
We wasted enough time today.
That's all right. You can stay till 6 if you want. Believe me.
I mean, where I am, it's only 3:30. I'm not going to give you another 2.5 hours.
I don't blame you. All right, Neil Boortz, hi to the sweet missus, and a kiss and a hug, and we'll see you. Hopefully, we're off next week. We're on vacation next week, so we'll be in touch. Neil, thanks again, as always, man. Take care. Neil Boortz, right here, 4:30. Kipper, Pete Flounder, and Neil Boortz, 106.3. Look out.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Kawasaki. As sports season heats up, make sure your equipment runs like a pro with genuine Kawasaki parts from Howard Brothers. Whether you're tuning your outdoor gear, putting on new blades, or swapping out filters, Kawasaki parts deliver the performance and reliability you need to stay ahead of the game. This season, keep your machines running strong with Kawasaki parts, because in the game of maintenance, quality parts make all the difference. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Kawasaki and Howard Brothers.
Well, once again, I almost had to call on David Van Sant today in the car. One of those little merge lanes I talk about all the time. Some macho cowboy in a pickup truck with a Green Bay Packers license plate thing tried to run me off the road. And again, I'm not in my own car. I wouldn't have anyway back. I mean, let him. But again, they're being disputed. Oh, I didn't. You were the da-da-da. Believe me. When you get into a problem like that, you don't want to be arguing with people, with insurance companies. Let your lawyer do it. Your lawyer's David Van Sant. David Van Sant used to do the whole thing for a living with insurance companies, and he knows all the things about tables and charts and graphs and all that stuff. But he's a personal injury lawyer, and a damn good one, because he's on the top 100 trial attorneys list and a super lawyer list lawyer on that. That's a big time Charlie thing too. And they know that when he gets on the phone and says, we got to take care of this, they say, okie dokie, because he tends to make them pay more than they want to. And it's a personal injury, not just car wrecks, but if you've been wronged and something happened where somebody took advantage of you, whatever, that's where David Van Sant comes in. Here's that number. You're number one. If you don't win, he doesn't win. Here, 855-GA-INJURY. Online, vansantlaw.com.
Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. Can I have your attention, please? I have an important announcement. Our president has a backbone. Thank you, President Trump, for standing up for the American people. We sleep better knowing our country is protected. And speaking of protection, criminals laugh when you purchase a fake safe from a big box store. There's no better time to visit Atlanta Safe House and see what a real safe looks like. But wait, there's more. Now through the end of the month, save hundreds of dollars on all Browning, Fort Knox safes and vault doors. Drop by one of our locations or go to AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey, it's Lowe's here to tell you about a new, stress-free, and completely transparent way to purchase your next pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. It's with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, traditionally, I've been a payment buyer. How do you work with that type of buyer?
I have people that come in all the time and they want to spend $20,000. Okay, if their payments are $400 on $20,000, they don't realize without the doc fees, without all this other stuff, we can put them in a 22 or 23 model car and we can spend a little bit more money and have the same payment. So if you're a payment buyer, don't come in here just saying, I want to spend $20,000, because we can sit there and help you and we can put you in a newer car with lesser miles at a payment you need.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the honest car guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
I'm Pete Davis, and pro and college football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right now, right here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog, easy. Just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like TDs, passing yards, INTs, and more. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can start with as little as $1. This weekend, we got the Vikings visiting the Steelers. When it comes to receiving yards projections, I have Justin Jefferson going higher on his, yet Jaylen Warren should be lower. It's simple, it's fun, and it keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063 for $50 in bonus funds. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. You can be next. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. Many people assume their taxes will automatically go down once they retire and stop collecting paychecks. Sean, is this a dangerous assumption?
It can be, because you know what? Lower taxes in retirement can be a myth. It's not always true, right? Remember, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be taxed, right? Your traditional IRA and 401k income is 100% taxable, so that needs to be accounted for. And that's why it's so important to find ways to reduce or eliminate your taxes wherever possible.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
Hey, look, now is the time to start looking ahead and identifying your tax liabilities in retirement. Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get a copy today by calling or texting the word WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters on everything from Social Security to investments to income planning. We include guides in there as well as on strategies for income planning, for taxes, and even dealing with recessions in retirement, among other things. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text the word WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. And the team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Firm does not provide tax services.
Extra 1063 personalities aren't afraid to tell it like it is.
Without Donald Trump, nothing that's going on would be happening right now. Donald Trump is changing the world.
And you'll never hear us spew that violent rhetoric from the left. So don't be afraid to tell it like it is, because we're happy to have you as part of the Extra community.
I particularly like Donald Trump's actions in getting illegal aliens the hell out of this country.
Extra 1063 and the Extra app.
Boom, ba-bum, bum. Here we go now. 439, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And it was on this day, 1987. Michael Jackson started 6 weeks at number one with Bad. Released 5 years almost after the last album, Thriller. In 1987, Bad went on to become the world's best-selling album. 45 million copies worldwide. The album Bad produced 5 #1 hits, the first album to ever do that. I'll be darned. Michael Jackson, Bad, 1987. What a talent. What a waste. Hold everything. It's Let It Rip Friday till the phone's taking priority. Rick the Painter. You're on the radio. Rick, how's it going, man? What's happening? What's up?
Hey, Kimmer. Hey, brother. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, the teacher went to the principal's office.
Yeah, principal.
And she goes, two of my students, they sit next to each other. She says, I know they've been cheating on their tests.
Cheating,
and I know they've been passing their answers to each other.
Yeah.
And the principal goes, well, how do you know that?
Yeah.
She goes, well, they always have the same questions right, and they always have the same question wrong.
Yeah.
And she goes, but now I have proof.
Yeah.
She goes, now here, look at Billy's test.
Yeah.
Look what he wrote on his answer on question number 12.
Yeah.
The principal looks, and the answer that Billy wrote was, I don't know the answer to this one.
Yeah.
She goes, now look at Timmy's answer to number 12.
Yeah.
And look what he wrote.
Yeah.
And he says, me neither.
Me neither, ladies and gentlemen. So in other words, if he was to save the one he looked at the one, and he oh God, I get it. Oh my, Rick the Painter, you rascal! You've done it again, sir. You've done it again.
Know
yeah, Pete Davis.
That dogs can bark up to 500 times a day.
Dogs can bark up to 500 times a day. I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, that's just a rough estimate.
I didn't know the name of that song was 500 times a day, if they could bark that out loud, I think. Anyway, and now, something you really enjoy. Do we ever get, do you want to do a Pete's or a game here or something coming up in a second?
We can do a game.
Let's do a game. First of all, I want to continue our format on a beautiful afternoon here at the Battery. Let's see. And what, 3 games left, and that's it?
3.
Hard to believe.
And baseball shuts down for the year. No World Series this year.
Yeah, no, I was going to take it off. Just like football last night, I guess, Ginny, I didn't get that fingernail app. I was going to try to get that. And by the way,
Amazon?
well, it's not available to most people. And again, a couple of weird ending things, mistakes and second chances and stuff. Anyway, we'll get sports coming up with Pete Davis. On this day, a birthday list, Jonathan Goldsmith is 87. Jonathan Goldsmith used to be the most interesting man in the world in the Dos Equis beer commercials. I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I get hammered. Jonathan Goldsmith, 87 years old today. That's up there pretty good. I don't remember him being that old, looking that old when he was doing those commercials a couple of years ago. Anyway, and on this day in 1983, it was nearly a World War III. He saved the world and got reprimanded for not following orders and correctly documenting what he did. The guy's name is Stanislav Petrov, the duty officer at a Soviet early warning system when the system reported up to 6 Minutemen intercontinental ballistic missiles had been launched from the United States. This was 3 weeks after the Soviet military had shot down the Korean Airlines Flight 007, killing all 269 people aboard, including our Congressman Larry McDonald from Georgia and many other Americans. This guy Petrov was on duty at the early warning system in the Soviet Union when the alarm went off. Petrov believed it might be a false alarm and disobeyed orders by not reporting the attack to his superiors. He was afraid that if he had reported it, they would have launched a retaliatory nuclear attack leading to an all-out nuclear war. Later analysis showed the detection system had malfunctioned and it was indeed a false alarm, and Petrov was punished for not correctly reporting it as he should have, and maybe avoided a launch of nuclear weapons against America, because that's what it showed to the Soviets. Yeah, and now someone says, hey, gee, let's put AI in charge of all the nuclear systems in the world. No. What if they decide, well, if we just get rid of all these silly humans, the world will be a lot safer place? Yeah, there's an idea. God. Anyway, Caribbean Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. A couple of newsy things going on other than the Comey business, which we'll talk more about here after a while. Netanyahu goes to the United Nations, and if you didn't see the whole story, you'd never know that when he started to show up, almost all of them walked out. Yeah. I saw there's a picture now of Netanyahu when he went to the United Nations to address them and say, stop killing us. Stop killing us. And there was almost no. There were like 7 people there in the whole. They all
just applauded the Palestinian murderer.
Yeah,
but
they applauded the Hamas lovers and the Palestinian murderer, and then walked out of the room. And it wasn't just the 9 people of the Palestinian. It was everybody. They all left. The place was almost empty, except for the audience up above was there to see what was going on. But the delegates from the United Nations countries of the UN left. They all turned their back and walked out. So that's where, again, this United Nations thing, I seriously, what do they do? Why do they have them? And what good are they? And why are we having them in our country? And why are we giving them any money? I mean, seriously, what good? I mean, again, I'm not a student of the United Nations. I'm not a historian, and I know they have little blue berets of their teams. But what value is the United Nations in today's world? In today's world, with drones and systems that are streaming things and all this. What good is the United Nations? What do they do when they go to their meetings and they have their meetings? What do they do? Sir, how is the world better today because of the United Nations? What are the last 4 things they've done to show how valuable that unit is? I'm just curious. Another couple things. Oh, hey. More ICE protests required to pepper ball, gunfire from agents apparently in Illinois again. They're still calling names and causing violence. Again, it's not getting better. The attacks on the left are doing it again. They did it today in the Midwest of America, the breadbasket. All right, Kevin Pete Flounder, 447. How you doing? Here we go.
It's time for the Boortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast's premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
In my choice of topics for commentaries, I try to keep my loyal listeners just what they need to do to avoid being racist. And in going through some files last evening, I discovered a key element, what you can do to not be racist. And that would be stop speaking English. Because, of course, English is racist. There was a professor at Penn State, now teaching somewhere else, thankfully. I mean, for his sake, thankfully. He taught English at Penn State. And his immediate superior, Liliana Nadan, and you ought to see her picture, adopted the view that white supremacy exists in the English language itself, and that therefore the English language was racist. And this meant that professors and instructors at Penn State had to attend anti-racist workshops, including one that was entitled White Teachers Are the Problem. When this one English language teacher complained, he was told that there is a problem with the white race and he should attend anti-racist workshops until he gets it. And he might have mental health issues. One of these anti-racist workshops even included the book White Fragility: Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Race. Why it's so hard for white people to talk about race? Well, maybe I have a clue, a hint. Maybe it's hard for white people to talk about race because then you get called a racist. And for this, your children will stack up mountains of student debt. Neil Boortz, Extra 106.3.
Tired of calling big companies during your remodel? Endless holds, transfers, no answers? I'm Megan with Southern Exteriors, and that ends here. Every job gets a dedicated project manager, one expert, one number, start to finish. No maze, no bouncing around, just clear answers fast. For siding, roofing, gutters, windows, and doors done right, call 877-9-SOUTHERN. Visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
More than intelligent, it's thoughtful. Not just spacious, it's sensuous. And along with the sure-footed all-wheel drive, the GLC SUV is now available as an efficient, effusive, and effective plug-in hybrid. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLC 350e 4MATIC SUV. Just $429 per month for 24 months with $54.73 due at signing. Exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the RBM of Atlanta's Fall Sales event, now through September 30th. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through September 30th, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Hey, Braves fans, sometimes life throws you a knee-buckling curveball. That's when Truist One Checking steps up to the plate. If you're behind in the count, you won't have to worry about overdraft fees. Plus, eligible clients enjoy a balance buffer for some extra cushion. You'll get a convenient mobile app to keep an eye on things and access to thousands of Truist ATMs. Be ready every inning with Truist One Checking. It's life-ready checking that grows with you. Get Truist One Checking today. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Oh, you tricked the Kimmer.
Yes, I did.
Hold on a minute. I got to change my phone. Stand by. Here we go. All right, look out. Here we go. Kimmer Pete Flounder, 452 with the Beatles. On this day in 1969, in fact, I got another history thing here, Flounder. That's why I got to change it. Here we go. Abbey Road, released on this day in 69, immediate commercial success, topped the charts in this country and theirs. The closing track is aptly The End, as this album marked the last time all four members recorded together. It was recorded from February to August of 69, making it the last album they did together. Let It Be, recorded previously, wasn't released until 1970 in conjunction with a movie. The cover features the Beatles walking across the street's zebra crossing, an image that became one of the most famous and imitated in popular music. It also started rumors that Paul McCartney was dead, because the image depicted the Beatles walking out of a cemetery in a funeral procession led by John Lennon dressed in white as a religious figure, Ringo Starr in black as the Undertaker, George Harrison in denim as the gravedigger, and Paul McCartney out of step with the others representing a barefoot corpse. The left-handed McCartney is also holding a cigarette in his right hand, indicating that he is an imposter, and the license plate on the Volkswagen parked on the street is 28IF, meaning that McCartney would have been 28 if he had lived. Of course, the rumors are false, and everybody's fine. Anyway, so that was the Beatles and the other thing. All right, now, Flounder, we have a musical birthday here. If you would, sir, a little Plunk Your Magic twanger, Froggy. with our special musical birthday.
All units in the vicinity. Officer needs help. 9226 Van Arden. Shots fired. 1 Adam 12. Handle code 3.
1 Adam,
1 Adam 12. Roger.
Look out. 1 Adam 12, baby. Kent McCord. Officer Jim Reed on Adam 12. Kent McCord is 83 years old. How is that possible? Does that show that old? Holy smokes. Anyway, Kimmer Pete Flounder, how you on 454. We got Holy Crap at Sports coming up. We got more Pete's tweets. We got Flounder's Funnies, and we also have a little sum here. Now, do we have a little thing here, Flounder? As we mentioned with Pete a moment ago. Flounder, excuse me. There you go. Are we doing this now? I think so. Pete, are we doing this now? No, it's really, well, he's got things to do in here. He's got to organize all the board and everything else, so... There we go. Now, yeah. Hey, Johnny Olson, who's our next contestant? And come on down with a 106.3 with Funk Your Magic Twanger, Froggy, and Grover, too.
Time to play 3 strikes again.
Oh, righty. Well, once again, congratulations, Flounder. Congratulations.
According to Fanatics, MLBshop.com, since opening day, who are the top 20 Major League ball players' jerseys that have sold?
Jerseys sold since opening day.
Flounder, you go first.
I'll go Ronald Acuna.
Ronald Acuna is number 11. That is correct, sir.
Number 11.
That's
wow.
fun. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go with Shoshihushi from the Los Angeles. Shohei.
If you don't give me at least half of his name.
Shohei.
Ohtani.
That is correct. Shohei Ohtani is number 1. Number 1.
I'll be done.
All right, Flounder.
Let's see here. Freddie Freeman?
I was going to guess that next.
Freddie Freeman is number 3.
Ah,
you're absolutely
big
correct.
Big
number
one.
3. That's right. All right, Kimmer. Balls in your court.
Aaron Judge. Here comes
Aaron
the
Judge is number 2. Number 2.
There you go. Hey,
Flounder.
Mercy.
Let's see. I'm sorry, Pete. Kimmer, what did you just say?
I said Aaron Judge, the Judge, New York Yankees.
Who else? Oh, Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts is number 4. Number 4.
Wow.
Balls in your court, Kimmer.
Total forgot Mookie Betts. Well, I know. The guy starts with S. A little guy from the New York Mets. He used to be with the Yankees, went to the Mets, and his name is not Solar. Crap.
This is my guess, actually.
Yeah. Oh, it's your turn?
Well, no. I was going to say this guy's name.
Well, I can't. It won't come out of my face. I see his little snotty little. He's a miserable little snotty little laughing guy. It
looks like Shrek.
Yeah, and I know, and it starts, and I can't. It's not coming out. So you can take
Juan Soto.
Juan Soto.
Yeah,
so once again, Flounder wins. Okay, here's the ones you missed here. Starting at number 5. Francisco Lindor.
Oh, I missed that one.
Rafael Devers.
Missed that one,
Bryce Harper.
Yeah, that
Jose Altuve. Fernando Tatis Jr. Clayton Kershaw.
Wow.
Jarren Duran. Ellie De La Cruz. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Pete Crow Armstrong.
What?
Pete Alonso. Oh, Armstrong's like a cult figure in Chicago with the Cubs right now.
I wouldn't know, yeah.
Paul Skeens and Manny Machado, and at number 20, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh.
Yeah. I'll be done. See, most of those I never would have. I would never have known the names. I just
had a good young talent on there. I'd like that.
Yeah, well, it's cool. Excellent. Well done. All right, 4:58. Holy cow, we got time for a Flounder's Funny. Maybe up.
Yeah, but I didn't have it ready because I got distracted by Neil. But let me pull one up here real quick.
I think we have time. If we not, we'll bring it over after the time.
Here we go.
It's all good.
She put Life 360 on my phone. That's so they can track you even when they're not near you. You might not even know you have it on your phone. It's worse than what the government's. I would rather the government track me than her. She just calls me, "Why are you at Krispy Kreme donuts?" I'm like, "Look, I'm not gonna live like this, all right? I want donuts. I'm not gonna lock my phone in a gym locker and go pay cash for donuts." I've done it, but I'm not going to do it every time. God forbid I go to a store she has a coupon for. I mean, I'll be walking into the parking lot, just get a call, don't buy anything, I have a coupon. I'm like, do you think I'm going to come home and get that coupon? Is that what you think's about to happen? I'm going to try to pay more now that you called. Target allows that, but I'm going to try to negotiate up on this toothpaste. I better hope they don't ask me to round up. I'm rounding up. I hate coupons so much, and she's addicted to them. She will not let me leave. Like, I got a coupon. I'm like, I just feel so stupid. I'm buying deodorant, and I'm like, I don't have all the money, but I'm almost there.
Nate Fergazzi. Oh, man, what a funny guy. Anyway, Holy Crap of Sports is coming up. More on the news and Comey's indictment and the reactions and all that good stuff. And ball game tonight and last 3 games of the season for the Braves. Kimmer, Pete, and Flout, how you doing? Almost 5 o'clock right here.
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3.
A fresh round of finger-pointing in Washington. Lisa Brady, Fox News, days before a possible government shutdown.
Democrats in the House and the Senate are united in standing up for everyday Americans, standing up to push back against the Republican-created health care crisis.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says Republicans want a shutdown. President Trump telling reporters
the Democrats want to shut it down, and they want to shut it down because they want to give billions, ultimately trillions of dollars to illegal migrants, people that came into our country illegally.
The president says he canceled a planned meeting with House and Senate Democratic leaders over demands he calls unreasonable. A coalition of Democrat-led states just filing a lawsuit against new federal rules that require removing references to gender ideology and sex education in order to receive federal grant funding. The president predicts more charges for political foes following the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey.
President Trump says there's not a list, but he thinks other former Obama and Biden administration officials will be charged by the Justice Department.
No, there'll be others. Look, that's my opinion. They weaponized the Justice Department like nobody in history.
The president, speaking to reporters before boarding Marine One outside the White House, says the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey is about justice, not revenge.
He got caught lying to Congress.
Comey is accused of making a false statement during a Senate hearing in 2020.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. House Democrats call the indictment an attack on the rule of law. The president's comments coming as he headed earlier today to round 1 of the Ryder Cup tournament on a New York golf course where Europe has taken an early lead as Team USA tries to win back that cup. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, I am Brant, and her name is Sherry, and she's a friend and a colleague of mine, and we were just praying for her, actually, because she had a major surgery she just went through.
Yes, and I am very happy about something you actually talk about all the time, which is Medi-Share. That's right,
of course.
Yeah.
So what was your experience like with Medi-Share and your healthcare bills?
You know what? It was seamless, and it's such a blessing when you're already nervous about a health issue, which I was.
Yeah.
Members shared my expenses. There were 0 problems, and let me tell you, having people pray with you when you call in, and it's just what you need. It's so refreshing.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. People love Medi-Share and saving tons of money. The typical family, I'm fond of saying, can save $500 a month.
I am so thankful for Medi-Share. It's so different, and I mean different in a very, very good way, Brant.
It is a good different. Call right now. They're so easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Help! Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg. Ready on your dogs, are dead. Help! Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and you on 106.3. Let It Rip Friday. We're off next week, and everything's going to be fine. Hopefully come back again. They have to tell me every day whether I'm welcome back the next day. But everything is working about fine. Holy Crap at Sports is coming up. We have Flounder's Funnies. We have Pete's Tweets. We have memes and things and stuff and stories. And the left is going nuts already trying to complain that Donald Trump was doing what they did and left to this in the first place with Jim Comey, the only time an American FBI director has ever been charged with a felony. And if he hasn't been the most deserving one, then I don't know who I am. And they're now saying it's revenge. It's Donald Trump again. No, it's exactly the opposite. Exactly. We'll talk more about it. It's coming up here in a second. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And besides the Jim Comey thing, Donald Trump is making some comments about, I don't know what the latest is on Hamas. Supposedly we're close to having a deal. I don't know for sure, but we'll get more on that too. Also, I mentioned this story, and I definitely want to talk about this here in a second concerning what I keep saying is the danger of this stupid, freaking, stinking cell phone and social media, and there's families going nuts because of it, because of their little boy who's going to be dead forever. That's coming up. Okay, first of all, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Oh, and a couple other quickie things that I won't spend a lot of time on, but you should know. In fact, I'll get them on my phone here. And I don't want to be a spoiler, but as it turns out, it's got a little stuff file. Here we go. As it turns out, they show Law and Order SVU is making people extremely upset because, and I don't know whether you've seen it, I guess it was on last night. It was a season 27 premiere. 27 seasons of Law and Order. This one's the SVU thing. And apparently, they have killed off a major character. And I won't say who it is in case you haven't watched it, because I think it was on last night. Flounder, do you watch Law & Order, SUVs and all those other ones?
SUVs?
Law & Order SUV or any of the Law & Order?
I used to watch. It's too depressing.
Yeah. I used to watch
so
the
dark.
original.
It's on, what is it I used to watch all the time? Showtime, or not Showtime, well, it's syndicated, so it was always on, and I'd always watch it. But it's just, some of the topics are pretty heavy.
Yeah. Pete, do you watch the Law & Order series? There's a bunch
I watched one, the one with Vincent D'Onofrio and Alicia Witt.
That was
about it.
Yeah. And the Law & Order SVU, these things been on for 27 years, and they killed off one of the major guys. And I won't tell you who it is. I don't watch the show. I mean, I know who it is, and I remember him back from the days of a different series. But anyway, they killed him off, and people are a little ticked off about it. And the other thing that's making news, a little minor news, and I don't understand this at all because it sounds hideous to me, and I've never had one. Diet Coke is bringing back Diet Coke Lime Light. Diet Coke Lime is apparently some big monster thing. I don't understand that at all. Anyway, that's for the record, little teeny things. And the United Nations, almost all of them walked out when Netanyahu showed up from Israel to try to give a speech to say, stop killing us, please. Let my people go. He literally said, let my people go. And they all walked out on him, which was bizarre. And, of course, Donald Trump celebrating James Comey being indicted. And, by the way, look, every single news operation is going to have all. In fact, they just had the guy who got fired from NBC, used to be on Meet the Press, and all these people are now all over the place on media of all kinds saying it's revenge. Donald Trump is going after his enemies by revenge, using the Justice Department to use his personal selfish revenge. Well, actually, as you know, they are doing to get back for justice at what you have done, which was use the Department of Justice for your political purposes, as we all know. We'll get into more of it here in just a moment, and I want to make a couple of quick points. First, Flounder, let's play cut number 2. Donald Trump made his appearance at the Ryder Cup today in New York, New York City at Bethpage Black. The Ryder Cup's going on. And among other things, he was asked about whether this is revenge or not. He said, no, that's ridiculous. But he was also, cut number 2, Flounder, was also asked whether this is the beginning of maybe a few more people getting arrested like Jim Comey was, at least being indicted today. Yes, sir. Number 2. Cut number 2, the old Donald Trump number 2.
We has been indicted. Who is the next person on your list in this retribution?
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt. These were corrupt, radical left Democrats. Because Comey essentially he was worse than a Democrat. I would say the Democrats are better than Comey. But no, there'll be others. Look, that's my opinion. They weaponized the Justice Department like nobody in history. What they've done is terrible. And so I hope there are others, because you can't let this happen to a country.
He's a corrupt person, absolutely a terrible man for what this country stood for, and he put a cloud over the entire nation, unquote Donald Trump. Russia, 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 as we remember. And by the way, for the record, a couple things in case you forgot. As you know, Jim Comey was indicted, but he was at home. He made a couple appearances on social media saying he's innocent, but let's have a trial, and I'm a wonderful guy, and then he let him come in with his lawyer, stuff like that. Gee, I remember back when Christopher Wray was in charge of the FBI, that Donald Trump was swarmed with SWAT teams, with military rifle-type weapons, gunboats in the bay, helicopter gunships flying aboard, agents who were running through his wife's underpants looking for incriminating evidence, which they did not find. And again, the reason that they swarmed Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence was because he had documents. It wasn't that he was, selling weapons to the enemy. He had documents in a secret, hidden, locked room. And so the FBI faked it and started having the documents. Christopher Wray wanted them to spread out documents on a table to make it look like Donald Trump was just having fun with documents and his buddies when they came over for having parties to look at all secret document stuff. It was all a total freaking crap going through his wife's underpants. Give me a break. I wonder whether Wray asked for the special pictures on that one. It led to the fake FBI probes, led to the Jack Smith investigation, the whole thing against Donald Trump, and it was all a fake part of staging a coup. And they did all that because Donald Trump had paperwork. Now, compare that to today. Two things about Donald Trump's people. Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon went to prison because they refused to lie to Congress under oath. They refused to cooperate, and they wouldn't lie like Comey did, and because they wouldn't speak, they didn't say anything, they went to prison. Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon. Now, Comey got caught, bald-faced lying. We can hear him. You can see him. There's several examples of him lying about what he did, what he knew, and leaking documents and stuff like that. It's clearly they caught him. Therefore, since the guys who went to prison for not lying, you would think that Jim Comey would be eligible for a severe prison term. I think the most they can give him is 5 years, and he'll never go to prison. You know they're never going to convict him. But obviously, if Donald Trump's people go to prison for not lying, then this guy ought to go to prison for the maximum term. And even Professor Jonathan Turley makes a couple of very good points. Remember Michael Horowitz in the Inspector General report, scathing report against Jim Comey, the FBI director, the leaker. It gave up code names and true identities of sensitive FBI undercover sources, setting a dangerous example for other FBI employees who have public information nobody else has. He asked his law professor buddy to help him out. Even Andrew McCabe, the former deputy director of the FBI, said, yeah, he was told to leak it to the media. And Comey denied that under oath, too. And let's not forget one more thing. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Jim Comey's facing 2 counts of making false statements about obstructing a congressional proceeding. Jim Comey gave a book tour where he thrilled audiences about how he was the one who secured a criminal charge against Mike Flynn for making false statements. So, ladies and gentlemen, dun, 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 dun. Jim Comey ruined Michael Flynn's life, threatened to get his son in jail, cost him his entire nest egg and everything else, raking him through the coals, slandering him and everything else, and setting up. And as I recall, the FBI, when the original went to Michael Flynn, said, hey, Mike, we want to talk to you if you don't mind, but you don't need a lawyer or anything. Just come in, we'll sit here and chat, which they did, and then they nailed him. They set him up. And they threatened him, and they blackballed him and blackmailed him, basically, about they were going to put your son in jail if you don't admit that you weren't really true about a certain document seeking information. Comey gave a book tour about how excited he was about putting that guy in jail. He took cheers from the audience as he's saying, well, we probably shouldn't have done that, but it worked out. We had to send somebody into jail. I mean, these people are despicable, and now they're claiming that Donald Trump is politicizing the DOJ. Actually, Comey's been arrested for politicizing the DOJ. And there are a lot more to come. 5:13. Holy crap, it's sports coming up. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's your Friday? Looking good right here. Look out.
Listen to the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, Neil Boortz, and all your favorite Extra 106.3 personalities whenever you want with the all-new Extra app. It's anytime show replays, all your favorite podcasts, and the latest political news from across Georgia. Download the Extra 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
Well, we got that weird weather, and, planting season is still in full force. And, man, if you want to grow stuff, Stovall & Company, your wholesale landscaping supply co. So if you're a builder or contractor, hey, and don't forget what they have, plants and shrubs and trees and flowers and seeds and irrigation systems and sprinklers. And they also, if you're building a fireplace on a deck or something or by a pool, outdoor kitchens, they've got the stuff for that, too. And I'm not making this up. Paul and the boys, this is a 3-generation family. If they don't have something that you need specifically for that yard or deck or whatever, they can tell you where else to get it, even if they lose the sale. StovallInc.com.
True Prep is celebrating 14 years with their biggest anniversary event ever. It all happens Saturday, September 27th at their Cobb Parkway location in Marietta. You'll find massive savings on dozens of items, plus free food, local vendors, and giveaways every hour from 11 to 2. And here's the big one. They're giving 30% off all used firearms and gear for one day only on September 27th. Don't miss the party, sales, food, and 30% off savings on all used firearms. Celebrate 14 years with True Prep. Get the details at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com.
Oh no, what is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
Hey, Atlanta Braves fans, this is Kelly Kroll asking you to step up to the plate for the men and women who have served our country and protected our freedom. The Warrior Alliance, an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, is helping thousands of veterans to achieve success after military service. Either you or someone you know has served and deserves our support. The best way to say thank you for your service is by helping a veteran round the bases on their journey home. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretired.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
This fall, the gridiron calls, which means you'll be road tripping to games across the South, and you'll need a reliable ride to get you there. And Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. But a new car, truck, or SUV from Subaru of Gwinnett is about way more than just getting to the games. It's about getting the family home. It's about getting to work safely, but it's also about getting the most out of every adventure. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. gallon. Or maybe it's the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds the road with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it holds everything you need for the tailgate. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com and let your adventurous mind run wild. Then stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.
Backyard, ballpark, or campsite. If there's fire, you can grill at Southern Thunder Barbecue School. Our Grill with the Pros class puts you in the action. In just 4 hours, you'll master steakhouse quality steaks, thick cut pork chops, chicken quarters, veggie kebabs, and wings. A hands-on training under the tutelage of barbecue grand champions. When the cooking is complete, you'll feast. Don't just grill like a pro. Register now at southernthunderbbq.com. That's southernthunderbbq.com.
It was on this day in 1990. Vice President Dan Quayle says, I support efforts to limit the terms of members of Congress, especially members of the House and members of the Senate, especially. And now sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Dave.
Yes, the Braves begin their final series of the season tonight at Truist Park. Are you going to finally wander over there?
I should wander over there and get a couple of hot babes, buy a couple of drinks, see what happens. I think I got good feeling. Maybe by the end of the week. I got to go out of town. Oh, well,
a couple hot dogs at least.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, you're going out of town immediately after the show today. Is that
God,
what's happening?
Darn it.
All right.
Well, my daughter Sarah just texted me to ask if I'm taking carry-on luggage or checked bag so they can know where to meet me. So.
Oh, that's that airport there in Kansas that they built there in Denver.
Yeah, way out in the middle of nowhere. That stupid horse, that blue horse standing up in the statue thing. Good Lord.
I mean, seriously, if you launched a Tomahawk missile from that airport, you might hit this.
That's the worst airport, and it's just screwed up and wrong places. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Well, it's first of a 3-game set with the Pirates tonight. Yeah. The 6-15 are righty Mitch Keller for the Bucks. The 5-6 Joey Wentz for Atlanta. The Bravos claimed right-hander Alek Manoah off waivers from Toronto. To make room in the 40-man roster, they moved Ozzie Albies to the 60-day injured list. Manoah coming off Tommy John surgery last year, and he is a former All-Star.
Well, okay.
He's had trouble the last couple of years, though, injuries and not pitching very well. Matt Olson wins his first Brave of the Year award.
Whoa.
As voted on by local sports writers. Olson got 11 of 13 votes. Who came in second with 2 votes?
Probably our little catcher with the glasses.
Right.
Yeah,
Drake
Baldwin. Yeah,
that's right. The Tigers won last night in Cleveland, so the two teams are now tied on top of the American League Central. But the Guardians have the tiebreaker, and I think the Guardians are playing the Rangers, who are already out of it. Yeah. And I think the Tigers are playing the Red Sox, who are not out of it.
Yeah.
So,
wow, what a turnaround!
It is one of the worst ever, one of the worst collapses ever if this happens. This Sunday is setting up as yet another embarrassing moment for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well,
Washington quarterback Jaden Daniels will miss the game, which means former Falcons quitter Marcus Mariota will start under former Falcons head coach Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
What do you suppose the reaction's going to be to anybody if they care when coming out of the crowd? I wonder.
D.C. will be without star receiver Terry McLaurin, too. There is no excuse for losing this game if Jaden Daniels is not playing. The Falcons are going to be without cornerback A.J. Terrell for the second straight week. AtlantaFalcons.com asked 14 NFL experts from ESPN, NFL Network, Sports Illustrated, The Athletic, and CBS Sports, who's going to win. Who do you think they chose?
Got to choose Washington. Oh my God! They chose the Falcons.
Actually, it's split 7-7.
I'll be darned. Well, okay. Well, we'll see. We could have a great game. Who knows? We got stars. Maybe they've. We'll see.
Yeah. The Rich McKay Memorial Roof will be closed Sunday at 1 p.m., which makes total sense because the forecast calls for a 5% chance of rain with a nice 78 degrees fall day. So why not make it a cave?
Perfect weather.
Yeah. We'll pretend we're at the TWA Dome back in St. Louis, and where if you punt it, you'll hit the roof.
The Superdome.
That's you know what? When I was a kid, my dad had season tickets in the 1970s, Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, and I swear it was cold and rainy and muddy every time time we went.
Yeah.
Maybe twice it was sunny. And we always used to laugh, wow, they need a roof on this thing because it's always raining on a Sunday. It's always raining during the Peach Bowl when they played the Peach Bowl there.
Yeah.
And the problem was they had NC State and Indiana playing, and not many people were showing up.
Oh.
But now they have a roof that they can open and close, and it's 78 degrees with probably no rain, and they're going to close it.
That's stupid. I don't get it.
The Steelers are going to play the Vikings Sunday in the first ever NFL game to be played in
Czechoslovakia.
There's no such thing as Czechoslovakia.
The Czech Republic or the Slavic Republic. Yeah.
Slovakia.
Herzegovina.
Nope.
No,
a little further northwest.
Oh, I don't know where further northwest is the North Pole, Antarctica or something.
Sick that day in world geography, I guess.
I wasn't paying attention.
All right, it's Ireland.
Ireland, I me boy.
In Dublin.
I be
That's right.
Jesus.
And Aaron Rodgers is upset. He said, we should have got here a day early so I could drive around and look at things, man. This is supposed to be a pretty country. I'd like to look around.
Maybe go to a warming hut or something and have a manly meeting with people or something.
Eat some sod.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say about the poor potato starving Irish over there eating sod? All right, there. By the way, the winning quarterback over there in Ireland will get his picture on the front of a box of Lucky Charms.
There you go. I me boyo.
They're magically delicious.
Charms.
Someone told me the other day, someone who knows this stuff, mythology, says there's no such thing as a leprechaun. That there's little short people, and they're usually mean, but there's no such thing really as a leprechaun.
Well, I thought they discovered a whole tribe of little teeny bone people in caves in Ethiopia or someplace.
That was Indonesia or something.
Might have been, yeah, someplace, didn't it?
Once again, world geography is nowhere near Ireland. They both start with I.
Well, then they should have it round. I mean, a map is. And by the way, there's a whole thing about how the maps of the world are way not even close to being.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Like Greenland's the size of Africa or something.
I mean, it's way not even close to being really relatively put down properly. So.
In fact, if you put the state of Texas in Europe, it would stretch from like Ireland to
you wouldn't know
Greece or something.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I remember over the first time I was over there, we met some people in a London pub, and they were going, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I said, "Well, we're going to drive to Wales." Oh, well, we don't see you tomorrow night. You're going to be here Friday night. He said, "No, we'll see you here tomorrow night." And they go, "You can't go to Wales and come back." And we said, "It's 3 hours away. It's like going to Birmingham, Alabama."
Never heard of such a thing.
I mean, they were flabbergasted that we were going to drive to Wales and come back because it was a whopping 3 hours away. Anyway, college football tonight. Florida State visits Virginia. Houston at Oregon State. And Texas Christian goes slumming, somehow scheduling a community college from out west, Arizona.
Now, just a moment, sir. Arizona State is a powerhouse. They just won a game the other week, I think.
Arizona State marched running their mouth into Stark Vegas and got their ass kicked.
Well, all right, they tried.
To the worst team in the Southeastern Conference.
I couldn't make it. They asked me to quarterback them, and I couldn't make it out there.
No. The European golfers have gotten off to a pretty good start in the Ryder Cup up at Bethpage Black. They took 3 of the first 4 foursomes.
Yes, they did.
And almost won the 4th. It's the first time in Europe's Ryder Cup history that they won 3 foursome matches with 3 or more holes to play in a single session. The first time Europe took each of the first 3 matches played in a Ryder Cup contestant on American soil.
Yeah.
So far, all this bluster and BS from our side about how this time it's going to be different here at home has been just that, BS. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler is killing his own team. He's lost his last 3 foursomes matches in the Ryder Cup. There's still time to rally, but they better get going soon or admit the Eurowinnies care more about this competition and that we are doing it wrong because they've won, last 10 or 11 or last 14?
10 of 11 or something like that, yeah.
So something is wrong.
Yeah.
Because we have the better players.
Well, they say it's the team spirit that we are in it for ourselves, and they rally around their team, and that's psychologically. Golf is a game in your head as much as anything else, and that maybe that's the thing. I mean,
maybe they're just a bunch of wussies that melt when there's real pressure.
Well, who knows? I don't know.
Just kidding, Scotty. That's probably a lot of pressure when you got a $200 million.
Well, yeah, I would think there probably is.
But still,
I think so.
On this day in sports, September 26th, 1942, youngsters were admitted free for bringing scrap metal to aid the war effort. So once again,
Nice.
no good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah.
The kids get restless up there in the Polo Grounds in New York City and invade the field in the 8th inning of the second game of a doubleheader with the New York Giants leading 5-2. Their own team was leading 5-2.
Yeah.
Umpire Ziggy Sears forfeited the game 9-0 to the Boston Braves.
Ooh, why'd you do that?
Because they ran onto the field,
Oh,
made
my
it
goodness.
unplayable. They
Oh,
went
my.
nuts.
Oh, my.
Boston pitcher Warren Spahn is not charged with a loss. Instead, he was losing by the time. He actually is given credit for a complete game. Yeah.
Okay.
And in 1979, Atlanta's Phil Niekro notched his 20th win of the season. He beat his brother Joe, the National League's only other 20-game winner that season, 9-4.
Wow.
The Niekro brothers are the second pair to win 20 games in the same year. What was the other one, the first one?
They were brothers or just other people?
Pair of brothers.
Oh, wow.
One on pitch for the Braves toward the end of his career. Actually outdueled Fernando Valenzuela during that great rookie season of Fernando. I was there at that game.
The guy who looks like wears glasses, looks like a stockbroker, and he pitched a complete game with like 60 pitches one time. And his brother's a baseball pitching coach. Oh, Lord.
You're saying that Mike Maddox won 20 games in the Major League?
Not really, huh? I guess not. I don't know. Who then?
Gaylord and Jim
Gaylord
Perry.
Oh, there you go, Gaylord
Both
Perry.
on pretty good pitchers.
Yeah.
Jim with Minnesota for quite a while there.
Yeah.
Okay, Phil finishes 1979 with a record of 21-20. Yeah. Let's see. It's a first pitcher since Wilbur Wood back in 1973, also a knuckleballer, I think a lefty too, to win and lose 20 games the same year. The first National League pitcher to do so since 1905.
Wow.
How many people have done that since?
Oh, that good question. I don't have any idea.
Nobody has won 20 and lost 20 in the same year since then. And
I
probably
can
never will.
Well, who would pitch that many games and get record for that many games?
It'd have to be like a Tim Wakefield type, someone like that,
Yeah.
a knuckleballer,
Okay,
basically.
creamed. Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent. Huh?
There's
Pete,
sports.
5:30. One quick thing, then we'll do a thing. 1983, the United States loses the America's Cup to a foreign team for the first time since they founded the race in 1851. The winners, Australia 2, beats Americans' rival by 41 seconds.
Ted Turner won that sucker.
Ted Turner, that's right, the mouth of the South.
Captain
Outrageous. And more coming up, too. Kevin Payton Flounder, 5:31 on 106.3. How's your Friday? So much more coming up.
Miss any of the show? No sweat. Grab your Extra 106.3 app and listen to show replays whenever you want. Download the Extra app now for Apple and Android by searching for XTRA 106.3.
Well, I'm going to see the kids in a couple of days, and so they're getting all excited because I keep sending them pictures that I've saved thanks to Atlanta's Safe House. Atlanta's Safe House, saving your stuff, including things like pictures, but even more important, well, maybe not more importantly, but things like guns. Now, don't forget, you're running out of time for the rest of this month, which is not long. Atlanta's Safe House, big sales on Browning safes and Fort Knox safes and vault doors, too, by the way. And it's not, they have almost 200 of them right up there in their showroom in Acworth on Industrial Boulevard. And they can show you, they can change the insides of them and make them fit for things like not only guns, rifles, pistols. And by the way, all gun safes are no sales tax. You don't pay any sales tax. But they have safes that take care of bows and arrows and files and jewelry and cash and secret things. And, they got it all. And only off-duty police, firefighters, military-type folks to deliver it because you can trust them. I'll tell you what, Jeff and Mark, that's a family business. They've been doing this for decades. My first gun safe was a Browning safe. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Look them up. 30 years in the business, protecting your stuff and your rights. AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Hey, it's Los. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, I'm looking for a reliable vehicle, something for the family, but also for my daughter who's going to be driving soon. Why should I call you?
The main thing is you get to see it's a full transparency sale. What I like to do is show you the whole gamut, show you everything that's out there and everything that's available. I can get any make, any year, any model.
Financing. If I need to use it, what can you offer?
We have some of the best banks available, and we got rates starting at 4.99 from a 23 model and above. It could be a 14 model. We still have banks that will do all the financing for you at good rates, and they're primary banks. If you have credit issues, we still have banks that can accommodate those issues as well.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, guarantee. Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Fall is in the air, and Central Heating and Air Conditioning is making it the perfect time to upgrade your comfort. For a limited time, you get up to $2,100 in rebates and 60 months, 0% financing with approved credit. That's right, savings up front and no interest for 5 whole years. A brand new carrier system from Central delivers dependability, efficiency, and comfort every family deserves. Central Heating and Air Conditioning have set the standard in heating and cooling for over 3 generations. And now's your chance to bring that comfort home with the best savings of the season. These dual incentives don't come around often, so act now. Call 770-GET-HEAT today. That's 770-GET-HEAT. Or visit centralheat.com, centralheat.com. Upgrade your comfort, lock in your savings, and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
There are nut jobs on the road. Who knows where they learn to drive? If one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant, 855-GA-INJURY. Van Sant Law, one of Georgia's top-rated personal injury lawyers and car accident firms. Time is of the essence. Don't waste any. The longer you wait to get the right lawyer, the longer it takes to get the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law today. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. VanSantLaw.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Kawasaki. As sports season heats up, make sure your equipment runs like a pro with genuine Kawasaki parts from Howard Brothers. Whether you're tuning your outdoor gear, putting on new blades, or swapping out filters, Kawasaki parts deliver the performance and reliability you need to stay ahead of the game. This season, keep your machines running strong with Kawasaki parts, because in the game of maintenance, quality parts make all the difference. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Kawasaki and Howard Brothers.
Georgia newsmakers are always live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Dr. Rich McCormick, he represents Georgia's 7th congressional district.
We're at war with the cartels. We can destroy the bad guys. If you teach kids, when you buy drugs, you're supporting rapists, murderers. It will no longer be about getting high. It'll be about supporting evil people. When you get rid of the demand, you'll get rid of the problem.
Listen to the full interview now at extra1063.com or on the all-new Extra 106.3 app.
Ah, there we go. 1965. The Who ended kind of badly on this day, the European tour at the end of it. Roger Daltrey knocked out Keith Moon, and it resulted in him being sacked from The Who. They were playing 2 shows in one night in Denmark. An argument broke out between all 4 of the band members of The Who. Daltrey was reinstated the next day after knocking out Keith Moon, which is fairly serious. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Birthday list includes a little sports action thing here, Pete. Serena Williams is 44. Did you see the story on her?
Just a cotton picking moment here.
Can you
Serena.
believe this? Serena Williams was in New York, and she was there to help Kim Kardashian have a Skims Nike collaborative launching of some with Kim, whatever.
A facial of some sort.
Yeah, apparently. So Serena Williams is there, and so she's walking in the area of the hotel, and she sees a decoration of a cotton plant. Like instead of roses, there was a cotton plant as a decoration. So she posted this. She walked up to it and she posted this. All right, everyone, how do we feel about cotton as decoration? Personally, to me, it doesn't feel great. And that's when she plucked off a cotton ball from the display. Which is fairly aggressive. I mean, that was their display, and she just picked one off. And then she starts rubbing her thumb, saying, oh, it feels like that nail polish remover stuff. And then shudders and visibly just goes like that, walking off camera. Hey, what are you kidding me? What, did you pick that yourself? And they didn't pay you enough or what? What the hell?
Did you see? She had a glove on.
Yeah.
One glove on, one glove off, and she was touching it like it was something poison.
Yeah.
This is your typical Californian. She's raised in Los Angeles. Like, what's that cotton thing? Oh, is it going to burn me when I touch it?
Good Lord.
I mean, come on. She's probably wearing something made of cotton.
Good grief. And by the way, one more thing, she's represented that stuff where you stick yourself with a needle to lose weight and stuff. And she said, she represents a company, weight loss medication. She says her body needs it after she had 2 children. And so people are saying, no, wait a minute now. This is after kids. You're telling me the medicine my body needs it? Wow. No. Now I guess we can undo all the progression we made letting women know it's okay to take time to recover from having a baby. It's a shame you're reiterating the narrative that you need to take medication to be healthy. Serena Williams rubbing the cotton ball.
Holding a bowl of cotton with looks like a big rubber glove.
Yeah. As though she's afraid to, it's how offensive. I mean, where do you come up with that?
She's looking to be offended.
Yeah,
she's looking to be offended.
How do you, I don't know how you come up with that.
Maybe it was Egyptian cotton. Maybe it was from Africa.
Yeah, and they used an Italian to play the queen or something. Yeah, that's what it was. It's not a black girl. That's something. And by the way, Pete, I saw the a little thing on this. On the game with Georgia and Alabama tomorrow night, Saturday night, the Bulldogs are going to have those light-up bracelets. They have Pix Mob 65,000 wristband bracelets at the stadium, and after 5:30 p.m. They're going to start after that where they get illuminated, working in conjunction with the stadium lights and the sound system. Their LED gear synchronized to create colors and patterns in the crowd in real time through infrared light or radio frequency technology. They do it at concerts like Tay-Tay and stuff like that. So it's 65,000 these lighting up bracelets are going to be at the game on Saturday night, which might be kind of cool. Let's see. And one more thing. Pete, you kind of mentioned this about sports the other day. It was on this day in 1971, Baltimore Orioles pitcher Jim Palmer wins his 20th game of the year. And that made it the only time ever, or since 1920, that 4 pitchers on the same team all won 20 games. And they were.
Can you name them?
Yep. Well, I forgot them in front of me. McNally was 21-5, Cuellar 20-9, and Pat Dobson showed up with a 20-8 record. He won 20 games before Jim Palmer did, which he was not a star at the time.
He was a Brave later.
Yeah. And by the way, if I can mention one thing, if you don't mind, Baltimore had a hell of a team, and it mentions here. Hold on a second. It mentions here their impressive defense include 4 eventual Gold Glove winners. Second baseman Davey Johnson. I used to watch him here in the Braves, and when he set the record for home runs by a second baseman as Atlanta Brave. Center fielder Paul Blair, Gold Glove. Brooks Robinson, Gold Glove. And Mark Belanger, whose name is really Mark Bellinger. I used to play against him. And when in Pittsfield, Mass. in 1962, 61, whatever, 1958, if you went to Bessie Clark's department store downstairs in the sports department in the wintertime, Mark Bellinger would sell you sporting equipment like all the other baseball players did to make money in the off season. And Mark Bellinger used to play. I played against. He was a senior and I was a freshman, I think, and we played high school baseball against him anyway. Flounder, I want to do that. I forgot what it was. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. I got a musical Flounder thing here, and I don't want to. hold on. Oh, here we go. A flounder on this day in 1964. How about a boat ride? What do you think?
Why not?
One silly little boat ride right here. Here we go.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship.
Yeah, well, indeed, the basic premise
The skipper brave
of the Gilligan Tour. 3 of the 7 castaways were different from the original concept of the show. Instead of the Professor, Ginger, and Mary Ann, the pilot for Gilligan's Island featured a high school teacher, a bunny, a dumb blonde secretary, and Ginger, a practical secretary. The theme song was different, too, written by John Williams with a calypso beat. The lyrics were sung by Sherwood Schwartz, the creator of the show. The theme song was twice as long and was horrible. Eventually, of course, it was, Bob Denver and Alan Hale, Jim Backus, and all those guys. Let's see. The Gilligan character's first name was, the first husband was a professor who lost on the boat, to which the character Dr. Whitehead replies, and my son Gilligan was the first mate on the boat. So it was in a Brady Bunch movie. Carol Brady reveals her first husband was a professor lost on the boat. What a trivia question. Who would know that? Anyway, from a different movie. Yeah, weird. All right, 5:44, but you can't believe it. I know. Okay, I mentioned, I'm going to get to this story. Again, I've been, I scream and yell about the stupid cell phone and the danger it caused, like last generation cigarettes. A 13-year-old boy in Queens, New York, was outside of Dunkin' Donuts the other day and got murdered. A 16-year-old kid showed up, I also went to school with this magnet school with the same kid, rode up on a Razor scooter and shot him in the head and killed him. He was not affiliated with a gang, but they thought he was. The father said, my son, 13-year-old son, was not involved in anything. Every time I called him, he should be home from school, he was home. I have a tracking device on my phone so I could track him. On the slain teen, 13-year-old identified himself on Instagram as J2 Guns. J2 Guns, along with SSM with a drop of blood, is a horrifying sign as though he's a member of some kind of gang, but he wasn't. His mother says she blamed the horrifying shooting on his cell phone and social media, where he would post things to look like he was all grown up. This phone is the devil. These kids talk too much on social media. They live on that phone, on social media, to hype themselves up, to look grown, to look big and bad. The gunman, 16, known as Sykes, a troublemaker. They had a little argument. He pulled out a gun and shot the kid in the head. This also, the 16-year-old, has now been caught. He was arrested in 2023 for robbery, arrested the year before for gang assault. And they keep letting him go. And one more thing about this story, and I'm over time here. A good Samaritan saw the guy, the shooter, fleeing and tried to stop him and pleaded with the teen to surrender and give me your gun. The teen said, I'm not going to do it. And then the killer asked the do-gooder for a ride. Can you help me get out of here? The do-gooder said, no. Can I have your sweatshirt? And for some reason, the stupid killer said, sure, and gave him the sweatshirt, which, of course, was covered with blood and his DNA and everything else. And that's why they officially knew who he was. They could identify him by it and everything else. And they caught the guy. But it was because of what's on his cell phone. And the 13-year-old wanted to be a tough kid, and the family said, my God, he was a good kid. He was good, and killed. 13 and 16. 5:46, Kim, Repeat, and Flounder. It's not one world. All right, hold on. We got funny. You want to do tweets? Let's do some tweets. We'll do a little funny tweets here coming up. Here we go. Look out.
When conflicts escalate around the world, don't let the mainstream media scare you into believing their narrative. Get it right with Atlanta's only conservative voice. And trust the Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, The Kimmer Show, and our entire lineup to give it to you straight. Don't buy the fear. Just keep it here. Extra 106.3 FM and the all-new Extra app.
Go beyond just a baseball game with your Atlanta Braves and check out Truist Park's Ballpark Tour. See the ballpark like never before and explore the franchise's rich history with artifacts, exhibits, and more, led by tour guides who will take you to places behind the scenes that most fans have never seen before, including the press box, premium club spaces, and of course, step onto the field where your favorite Braves players battle it out during the season. And each tour comes with a complimentary player chain necklace. Visit Braves.com/tours to purchase your tickets today. And did you know Truist Park can host your next event? As a year-round facility, we host private events ranging from corporate meetings, trade shows, team building events, holiday parties, rehearsal dinners, you name it, Truist Park can host it. Visit Braves.com/events to get started on creating an experience like never before with one of Truist Park's unique venues. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, where you'll find familiar faces, local businesses, and exciting events like the 8th annual Paulding Pro Rodeo.
Hey, I'm Seth with Bice Rodeo Productions, partnering with Southern Rodeo Company, a family-owned and local rodeo production company. Join us October 3rd and 4th for the Paulding Pro Rodeo, where you'll see bucking bulls, professional cowboys and cowgirls, as well as the world-famous rodeo clown Dusty Myers. Also, we are proud to be sanctioned through the PCA. This is also our first year for the Cow Kids Rodeo Fun Day. This is a separate event for kids with special needs and their families from the community. For more information, go to southernrodeocompany.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Friends, get your tickets now at rodeoticket.com. You definitely don't want to miss this. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
Hey, it's a Kimmer talking about Stovall.
Yeah, I just wanted to brag on Stovall. I went up there and actually got a quote on some of their material up there, and he gave me the quotes I wanted, but he said what would work best, they don't carry, and referred me to one of their competitors. That's how good they are. And sure enough, he was right. The material he was talking about that they don't carry, it's actually going to work best for me. So I've got that on the way. It all worked out well. Makes me want to go back and buy something from them now.
Folks, when it comes to landscaping supplies, start at Stovall. 11 locations around Atlanta. Online at StovallInc.com. Look out. Who's the girl? Roy Orbison. On this day in 1964, began a 3-week run at number one with Oh Pretty Woman. Was inspired by Orbison's wife, Claudette. She was interrupting a conversation to announce that she was going out. When Roy Orbison said, "Hey, baby, you need any cash? You okay with money?" She said she didn't have to answer. His co-writer, Bill Dees, was there. He interjected and said, "A pretty woman never needs any money." Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. And now your birthday list includes Melissa Sue Anderson, 63, Mary on Little House on the Prairie. And let's see, Mary Beth Hurt is an actress, 79. She was in The Big Chill, Interiors, and some other names, 79 years old.
Poltergeist.
And Poltergeist, that's right, and Poltergeist too. And of course, The Big Chill had Joe Beth Williams and Mary Kate Place, and those were the two copies.
Wait a minute, maybe I'm thinking about Joe Beth Williams.
Yeah, I've been thinking about her too. In fact, it was Joe Beth Williams who was also played the role of the mother of Dexter's blonde wife woman there. For part of the end of the show. Let's see. We mentioned this the other day. Might be kind of fun. 1975, the Rocky Horror Picture Show debuts in American theaters. Based on a London musical stage production, it was had a monster-like Frankenstein type thing. Exotic characters, Dr. Frankenfurter and his perfect man, Rocky Horror. Barry and Susan, a newly engaged couple, car breaks down, isolated area in a storm, look for help, come upon a castle with Dr. Frankenfurter, Tim Curry, who has a blonde, chiseled epitome of manhood he calls Rocky Horror. Let's see. The show was a bomb, but in Greenwich Village in New York, of the Waverly Theater started showing it once a week at midnight. And people started going, and as you know, that's where it showed all over the world. I took my daughter when she was 16, Jennifer, here in the town, and took her and her friends with my wife, and took her to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They would play the soundtrack of the film to energize the audience. The musical featured songs like Time Warp and Meatloaf's Whatever Happened to Saturday Night. And for the record, the school teacher named Louis Farisi and Teresa Kraukausis and Amy Lazarus are credited with starting the convention of talking back to the screen and bringing props and making up one-liners. Originally, they were just doing it to amuse themselves, not realizing they actually started a tradition of then, bread and umbrellas and squirt guns, and I mean, it's a whole thing, and that's where it started, and they just started it kind of for kicks. All right, 404-741-1230, almost out of time, 5:54. How about a little something here, Flounder? We got all these memes, and we got all these one-liners, and we're going on vacation here, so we won't be gone for a week there. But in the meantime, we got Pete Davis and some Tweeteroonies here on 106.3 with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. All right, where do we go? What's going on here? What do you got there?
Remember good old gas wars where stations across the street from each other would post low prices or cute sayings on their billboards?
Yeah, absolutely.
Check this war out between Ford and Chevrolet dealerships in South Carolina. Ravenel Ford's billboard reads, "Behind every good Ford is a Chevy." To which Marchant Chevrolet responds with, "Because you won't move out of the fast lane."
I like it.
Get yourself a satellite pic of the state of Florida. The entire state from space. I'll wait.
Okay.
Now turn it upside down. It looks just like the Grinch.
Oh, no kidding.
If you flip it upside down, satellite image, where you get the whole thing.
I'll be darned.
Andy posts, Chick-fil-A tastes like the chickens grew up in a nice neighborhood with both parents.
Yeah, they do.
Jeff points out that if you were any good at being trans, people would not misgender you.
Looks like a guy to me.
Dan posts, my friend Mitch's wife got drunk and let it slip. They haven't made love in 3 years because he's addicted to online pornography. So tonight I surprised them with my famous baked beef rigatoni. To which Dahlia responds, I also have something traumatic and private I'd like to share in exchange for this baked beef rigatoni. Look delicious.
Yeah, boy.
Liz posts, when I finally break, it will be because I had to type my email address with my TV remote. Yeah, that's Jesse complained to Pizza Hut, tweeting, I ordered one large pizza, and I don't know if this is a joke, but literally there was nothing on it, just the crust, no sauce, no cheese, no toppings, nothing. So Pizza Hut responded by saying, Jesse, we would like to hear more about this order. Please contact us. To which Jesse responded, my bad. I was high as blank and opened the pizza box upside down.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Who among us?
So, and Babylon B. Ammo Company unveils new giant shell casing with more room for left-wing terrorists to write out all their motives in detail. God. And Carmela's audiobook lets you pick which accent she uses to hear each chapter. And by the way, there's more word salad about her. Have you heard the latest? She's doing this tour. Oh, my God. She was asked on, let's see what the show, in New York someplace, a town hall in Midtown Manhattan. And she was asked, a woman said she was afraid about having a baby in today's world and so forth. So Carmela said, part of how I was raised to think about things was that the children of the community are our children of the community. And we all have some, I think, responsibility. You can call it a moral responsibility. You can think of it in different ways, but to be invested in their well-being and success. To teach that our own children, and that is the way that we expect that they will live, which is to see the connection between themselves and others, to see the interdependence between themselves and others, and to have a sense of understanding that it's a sign of strength to lift people up.
What?
Oh, my God.
What
she
the
was
hell
going to
does
be
that mean?
your president. I mean, seriously, that's how her mind works. I mean, we came close. How close? If it had been, if the Electoral College was gone, she'd have won. I mean, they would have arranged it. Oh, my Lord. I know.
Crushing your head.
You should, yeah, for not even thinking it. It's way too close. Holy cow. Well, guys, we got a Flounders Funny coming up for a second. And now, Pete, I know because I picked this week to take off so I can meet my kids again and my grandkids, remember who I am. But it caught there's a storm where you and certainly your lady wanted to go for down at the Cayman Islands or something, or Aruba or something. Bahamas. Yeah. And the storm's coming. So, I think she'll figure out something that you'll enjoy doing for the next week anyway. I think you'll be fine. Flounder will be here with Victor, and then filling in for us, and then we'll see you when we get back. Anyway, Flounder's Funny. One more shot. What do you got here? One more Flounder Funny.
One of the most recent trips to Louisiana, we went down. My wife's cousin got married in Baton Rouge, and so we went down for that wedding, and the rehearsal dinner at Hooters.
Hooters.
If I'm lying, I'm dying. And our waitress that night was qualified to work there. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure she was on a scholarship. First time she walked up to the table, my wife's Uncle Don looked at her and went, "Woo, woo, where'd you get them things, girl?"
Oh, boy.
I thought, oh, she's going to get mad. And she didn't. She was very cool. She said, "I bought them." And then Don's wife, Lois, said, "You know, I've been thinking about buying me some." Don turned to Lois and said, "You are 62 years old. You getting a boob job would be like hanging a new chandelier in a haunted house." This is the blood that flows through my children.
Mr. Jeff Foxworthy.
Jeff Foxworthy. Boys, have a great time. Flounder, sorry you're not off with us, but you'll be off for a special with your sweet lady later, and everything will work out. Pete Davidson, your special friend, adios. Have a great time wherever you end up, and God bless America. All right, see you, kids and grandkids shortly. Christine, sing me home, baby. I got to go. You're killing me. Well, herp. See ya.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.
Free the hostages. All of them. The whole 48. Free the hostages now.
Hamas has been publishing images of the remaining hostages over the Jewish holy days of Rosh Hashanah this past week.
Fox's Evan Brown, dozens of UN delegates and representatives walked out of the chamber in protest as Netanyahu began speaking. This as Iran says the United States and 3 European powers bear full responsibility for the failure to delay the return of sanctions on Iran. President Mahmoud Pezeshkian calling the expected snapback of UN sanctions unfair, unjust, and illegal. Before the UN decision, he spoke with Fox News saying Iran is not producing nuclear weapons.
We are willing and ready to put everything at their disposal for verification.
Speaking there through a translator, a Russian and Chinese push to delay the revival of sanctions failed at the 15-member UN Security Council after only 4 countries supported it. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, I am Brant, and her name is Sherry, and she's a friend and a colleague of mine, and we were just praying for her, actually, because she had a major surgery she just went through.
Yes, and I am very happy about something you actually talk about all the time, which is Medi-Share. That's
of
right,
course.
yeah.
So what was your experience like with Medi-Share and your healthcare bills?
You know what? It was seamless. And that's such a blessing when you're already nervous about a health issue, which I was.
Yeah.
Members shared my expenses. There were zero problems. And let me tell you, having people pray with you when you call in, and it's just what you need, it's so refreshing.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. People love Medi-Share and saving tons of money. The typical family, I'm fond of saying, can save $500 a month.
I am so thankful for Medi-Share. It's so different, and I mean different in a very, very good way, Brant.
It is a good different. Call right now. They're so easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Sinclair is putting Jimmy Kimmel Live back on its station starting tonight after a 4-day hiatus over comments Kimmel made related to the show.